Oh my god, are you guys ready to fucking jack into the USB drive of life? It's Cyberpunk episode, everybody. Oh, I'm gonna get in my cyber truck and drive into the cyber McDonald's.
We're gonna listen to synthwave music. We're gonna T-pose naked on top of a car. We watched Cyberpunk.
Yeah, and we T-pose naked the entire time.
Of course.
Yeah. We watched the new Cyberpunk anime. Cyberpunch. Well, there's a lot of cyber punching in that show.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk Edgerunner.
Yeah.
The new Studio Trigger anime.
On Netflix. Netflix exclusive, I think.
I think so.
Yeah. I think if it's an anime on Netflix, well, no. There's some that are. I'm getting off track here. Yeah.
Well, I'm Stu.
I'm Bakari.
Well, we're gonna talk all sorts about robots and other stuff. I've got a couple notes for us to talk about, but Bakri, how are you cyber doing?
I am cyber doing pretty gosh darn cyber well. Yeah, it's same old stuff. Yeah.
You work from home.
I do.
That's pretty cyberpunk.
I work through the internet. I am but a face and a voice in people's computers as professionally. I'm like Zordon.
I mean,
or Wade from Kim Possible. I'm more like Wade from Kim Possible.
If you're typing on a keyboard, that's kind of like hacking.
That is kind of like hacking, actually. Sometimes sometimes there'll be a website that I go to and it won't let me in, but then I type some stuff and then it lets me in. Like a username and a password, which is kind of like hacking.
That's basically hacking.
Yeah. In the same way that like using a key to get into my house is like breaking into a house, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, I have this special hack technique. I don't ever remember my passwords, so I click on forgot my password.
Hey, there you go. That's kind of like hacking too.
It's basically hacking. I have to remember like a security code or whatever. Yeah.
I had to log into my Nintendo account recently. Because my debit card finally I had a personal milestone today, or not this last month. I had a debit card expire.
Oh shit!
Like I actually kept the same card. Cyberpunk. Like I kept it from when I got it to when it expired without losing it or fucking it up somehow, which is kind of a big thing for me. That's like having a lighter and actually like that lighter runs out of juice. Like that never happens. Yeah. You lose it or someone steals it first.
Absolutely. Or you get another one and you forget about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. My bank, like something will happen at my bank every time before that comes up.
Yeah, exactly.
And like my bank had like a merger like not that long ago. And so it's like, well, here's some new cards and all this other stuff. It's like, all right. And now like the little like fucking chip that's on there is starting to malfunction. So it's like, all right, well, I got to get a new one before that.
Yeah. See? Yeah. It's hard to do. And I just did it. I had somewhere else I was going with that. Like that wasn't the end of that story, but
well, it's a pretty cool story though.
It's a pretty cool story.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, I was hacking. I had to hack into my Nintendo shit because I had my username, I had my password, and then it was like, okay, now give us your 2-factor authentication Google Authenticator thing code or something like that. And apparently the way this works is like you have an app, like a Google Authenticator, and they send the app a code and you log into that app and then you take the code and you punch it in. But it's specific to your phone, and the last time I had logged in was when I had a different phone.
Oh shit.
So I had to like call them and answer like way too many questions about myself, like stuff I didn't really know that they had, you know what I mean?
Yeah
Oops, let me just Xbox says I have PC games waiting. That's exciting.
Dude, that's pretty cyberpunk.
That is pretty cyberpunk. Yeah, I can play video games in the computer.
Yeah, this is pretty futuristic.
Cyberly. Yeah
I can use my cyber laptop to play cyber games.
That's right.
About to experience some Xbox brain dances.
But that is what are brain dances? But just video games.
Exactly.
What if Cyberpunk was a video game? I think that'd be pretty cool. They just let you like run around in that cyberpunk world. They should do that.
They should.
They should get like a big studio on it, like Sonic Team.
Yeah, Sonic Team I think would do a really good cyberpunk game. Sonic Frontiers has like a future looking part.
Yeah,
it's like
got
robots
some weird technology stuff. It's got like weird blue streaks of light and stuff in like a code kind of way.
You know, sometimes when like you're trying to get a computer to work, you hit it a bunch.
Yeah.
And him hitting enemies is kind of like hacking your way into the end of the game.
That is kind of like hacking, actually.
Yeah.
Because like you have to beat some enemies before you beat the game. Typically, it's not
Yeah.
a pacifist run of Sonic.
Sonic will kill robots.
He will.
Yeah.
But I guess this is a philosophical question.
Oh shit, we're getting deep.
Okay. Well, because in Sonic Adventure 1, there's the robot E102 Gamma who finds out that he is able to exist because a bird has been imprisoned inside of him, and they're like kind of feeding off of its like life force and its like brain waves to power him, and all of his robotic siblings are like that. And so like his whole mission is he has to go through and destroy all the other E100 series
to free the little birds.
And then at the end he detonates and that bird goes free. So it's like he died, but the thing inside of him did not.
Yeah.
It's like, so did he die? Does Sonic kill robots when he saves the animals inside them? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to sidestep your thing, I think Sonic hates robots and would act like, whether it is murder or not, he is killing those robots.
He doesn't hate all robots. There's plenty of good robots that he likes.
Yeah.
Oh, in the comics. Actually, well,
you just uttered the darkest phrase. Right? Well, in the comics,
it's not a dark thing anymore. Okay, Ken Penders is long gone. Oh, I mean, he's alive. He's just not in charge of Sonic Comics anymore. Thank goodness. But yeah, I can't really think of him being friendly towards the robot. He's kind of friendly. No. There's Emerl in the Sonic Battle for the Game Boy Advance.
There we go. There's found one. Also,
E123 Omega, who does not get destroyed by Gamma.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, so the robots are powered by the little birds.
Yeah.
Can we just talk about how like energy efficient that is?
I feel like Robotnik I don't know if it's green energy if it costs life force, but he did like, if he wasn't such a bad dude, he could have, come up with some crazy energy source for people to use, that maybe didn't require woodland creatures.
Every one of these robots could either run off a woodland creature or like a puddle of gas.
Yeah.
One of the two, and he went for poison. Birds.
Yeah, he's environmentally cautious. He cares about like the environment, just not the rest of nature.
Yeah,
part way there.
Yeah, well, and nobody really knows if there's more birds or more gas out there. So.
I mean, it's not only birds. They run on squirrels and bunnies, other such things.
Yeah, so I mean, really, you could just shove anything in there.
Yeah, I mean, if it's living, I think. What if you're roboticized Robotnik? What would happen?
So. Sorry, I got caught up. My cyber throat malfunctioned there.
It's a heavy topic, I know.
So if he didn't detonate himself, right, and he's like, I'm just gonna keep living my life, and he goes around and he does all his robot shit.
Yeah.
Do they ever say like how long he would last?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I have to wonder if I think he does require like some sort of maintenance.
Okay. That's fair.
That he kind of loses access to once he defects, like it's not like I imagine it's got to be some sort of proprietary thing. It's not like you could just go to Best Buy afterwards and get whatever he needs.
Robotnik's actually not that advanced.
Yeah, he's just buying all his shit off Amazon.
Exactly.
He's just a drop shipper. But no, they never make any, because like there's very little dialogue in his thing. Like his dialogue is kind of done in his like computer voice, and it's like mostly just sort of like what's the word, like how in like Rocket League you have like a set of like things you can say, or like when you're leaving a message in Dark Souls you can have like kind of pick parts of phrases and put together. So he can be like E104 Delta eliminated or whatever, but like that's kind of all he's able to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's funny that like he can do all these other advanced tasks, but like language just was not a priority.
Yeah, that's just not really a thing that he doesn't need to, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
All he needs to do is like basic messages. He's meant to destroy Sonic, and he doesn't do that. He kind of doesn't give a shit about that very early on.
Damn, he fucked up.
He did fuck up.
Yeah. Big loser. E102 Gamma.
Pretty shitty, actually. Terrible at his job. Yeah.
It's really fucked up.
Yeah, get him out of here.
I'm glad he detonated.
I mean, me too, because it was a really good storyline, but also I miss the guy. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He hasn't come back?
No, never.
Never. Okay.
They kind of replaced him with the E123 Omega, who was like programmed to like, I think he was programmed to kill Shadow. He makes his first appearance in Sonic Heroes.
As if he could.
As if he could, he doesn't. Try to take him down, stop the show.
I played Sonic 06. Shadow's still in that game.
He's still around. Hasn't changed. But Omega's still around too. They like kind of buried the hatchet. They're like buds now, kind of.
Okay.
They're on the same team in Sonic Heroes and also in Team Sonic Racing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Along
with Ruse the Bat. She's like their third. Yeah. Team Dark. That's what they're called.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
I kind of remember that.
So how are you? I don't think I asked you how we just immediately got into the Sonic thing for like 15 minutes. How are you doing?
Well, people got to know where we're at with Sonic. I'm doing important. Good.
Yeah.
So going with our Cyberpunk theme today, I've been playing a lot with like AI generated art.
That's right.
Yeah.
Stu's a tech bro, everybody.
I'm a tech bro.
He's minting NFTs and he's stealing people's art.
I want to tell you guys why my NFT is different. Why Battle School Dropouts token is actually really good. We tied it to the US dollar, so and that's got no problems right now.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. No. I think it's like when I look at it as in a bubble, like just like myself, right?
Yeah.
In the confines of my room, I'm like, this is dope. This is super cool.
Yeah.
Like I like weird, kind of abstract, strange stuff. So I'm just typing in like wizard in a robe surrounded by skeletons, and it gives me like a weird fucked up thing. I'm like, this is sick. When I look at like the larger ramifications of it, I'm like, that's where it really starts to get heavy.
It does. Yeah. I mean, like it's really interesting because like, obviously these things just kind of, you shove like every piece of digital art on the internet into this thing, and then it like kind of has the language with which to speak these like, pictures at us. So it's like, it's interesting to see like this weird, like it's blended goulash of like everybody's stuff just sort of take new forms and stuff. I think that's really interesting just on a conceptual level.
Yeah.
It does really suck like that. There are so many dudes who are like, these fucking artists think they're so much better than us just because they spent years learning how to actually do a thing. But now I can type some words into a PC and I can get this picture of the Mona Lisa with big old titties. And that's really good, actually. That's high art. So fuck you, artists.
Yeah.
You're not better than me anymore.
Yeah. I think this is also like, I think there's going to be a time where those fucking douchebags can like actually like brag, and be shitty about that. It's not there yet. No. It's gotten better.
A lot better.
In a year, but you gotta lay off. You can't be like, oh man, I'm doing all this fucking crazy shit, and then post an image of a person with their eyes shooting off in different directions and like a third one like near their mouth.
Yeah.
Like, it's not there.
Yeah. And like, quality of the art aside, even if the AI was able to like, produce the thing that they actually wanted to produce, like that is not the same as creating your own. All right. And like, I don't think it's going to have like exactly the use case that people like. Yeah. If you want, like, if you have like an article you're writing or an album you're making or something like that, and you want to just type in like picture of Batman smoking a blunt with Snoopy the dog, then it makes that for you. Like, great. If that's all you wanted, perfect. Yeah. But like, it's not going to be exactly the way you want it. And like, it's not going to like, even if you spend an hour and a half writing your prompts like a real artist.
Yeah. Real artist.
Like it's still never going to be exactly the thing that you wanted it to be,
Yeah. Cause that's kind of the thing. I haven't spent an hour and a half trying to fine tune one photo, but there's definitely been a lot that I've put together where I'm like, this is really cool, except for like the whole upper right corner of this thing.
Yeah.
That's
and how do you tell it to do that? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so like,
but not shitty. You forgot to put that part in there.
I always forget that one.
Yeah, it's it's a simple thing, but it's easy to overlook.
But yeah, it's like, I think there's definitely going to be like a use for like people who have an eye for that kind of shit and all that. And I fingers crossed, silver lining of all of it is hopefully this is a tool, like how everything else has become a tool.
I agree. Yeah.
Right. Like Photoshop uses AI to do all sorts of stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Music, like all sorts of music software uses AI as well.
Yeah. And I'm not fucking, I've seen videos of people doing designs in like the 70s and 80s where like they have to like type stuff out and then like arrange the type by hand, and you have to like hope that everything stays in the right thing.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Like, you don't even have like a scanner or some shit. Like,
yeah.
No, like I can't go back to that.
Totally.
So I'm hoping that AI art is it's just a cool thing that we can add to our our tool belts.
Yeah,
you know?
It'll be interesting to see where that goes. But like, I find it that particular breed of douchebag who wants so badly to believe that we're living in, or like that we are on the cusp of their like stupid ass sci-fi future type of thing.
Yeah.
And they're like, so they'll try to push this like stupid half shit, like the kind of people who actually think the Hyperloop is going to be the future of transportation. You know what I mean? Because Big Daddy Iron Man Elon Musk said so. Like, yeah, okay. I find that kind of person really insufferable.
Yeah,
is what I was
absolutely.
meaning to say.
Yeah, and they are like, you can't avoid them on Twitter, because if you follow people who dunk on those people are just going to get brought up.
Yeah,
sure, it's in the context of being dunked on, but you don't get to avoid them. So
I've started unfollowing and muting a lot of people who like do that a lot, like who like somebody says something really stupid or shitty or something like that, and then they dunk on them for like easy internet points. Like, that's great, good for you. I'm not here to watch you fight that fight.
Yeah.
So, and like, it sucks. There's some people that like I generally really enjoy their like what they post and stuff like that, but like I don't have the time to read all that.
Yeah.
My Dunbar number is only so high.
Yeah, and I find myself too, like if it's like a day off or something and I'm just kind of chilling by myself and I read something like that, I start going through it in my head. Like, yeah, that is dumb what they said, because it's wrong for da-da-da. And then like all of a sudden I've like wasted all this like mental power thinking about something that's a guy put up as like a trolley statement.
Totally.
Like, I'm here to be dunked on so that weird conservatives will like me more,
Yeah. It's not worth the brain space.
Yeah.
And it does take up way more brain space than it should, but that's just how we work, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. 30-year-olds complain about social media, the podcast.
That's right. we do that like every episode.
Every episode. Sure. Yeah.
I'm so, you know what? Twitter's just so bad. And then I'm going to fucking scroll Twitter when I get home.
Absolutely. Yeah. Ever since it's been back on my phone, it's just my go-to fucking around.
Yeah.
But so also with AI art, the other thing that's come up a bunch lately is the fucking big titty historic like Renaissance paintings.
I love those. So good.
I love people losing their minds over it.
Like, look, I'm no Luddite here. I like a picture of a big titty lady once in a while, but like the people who are talking about this like it's the actual new Renaissance is the funniest fucking thing to me.
It's endlessly funny. And it's super, super weird. But like, okay, whatever. So then I got curious, and I was like, I thought that you couldn't do that stuff with a lot of AI.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a big nightmare for like if you write AI code to like, generate images and stuff like that, and people start using it for child porn. Like, you could be
I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So people, so like there are a lot of terms that you can't use.
Oh, good.
Basically. And so like I was surprised when I saw that. I was like, oh yeah, people are figuring out a way to like make AI generated porn. So I looked it up. Dude, it is the most nightmarish shit I've ever seen. Like, those like Renaissance paintings are easily the highest stuff. Like, there are just people with like penises coming out of their bodies and stuff. It's like Giger without the style, like realism, like just going for like, it is horrifying.
I'm very interested.
It
sounds so.
If you want to have some nightmares, it's worth looking up.
Yeah,
but, like there's just a few that like somebody will get something that's like, okay, yeah, that looks like a person, and then somebody else will have like just a dude with like dicks for arms. It's like, what the fuck is happening? It's truly like heinous stuff.
That's The AI is because like there's some prompts that you'll punch in and it's like, and you get I punched in one time Barack Obama playing GameCube in a Mario in a McDonald's play place, and I got exactly that. It's perfect.
Yeah.
There was the very first one I did was I typed in all the words to City Escape from Sonic Adventure 2. Escape from the City, the song is called.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, yeah, right. Gotta keep that clear. Typed the whole song, front to back, into it. Repeating choruses and all. And I got 8 pictures of a big truck, like the one that tries to run you over at the end of the stage. And then 1 photo of what looked like Sonic and Tails on train tracks. Like just sitting on train.
They were like the guy with the evil mustache.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Tied him up and put him on there. I was like It's like sending you a threat.
You better not fucking do any more Sonic bullshit here.
I am so fucking tired of generating Sonic images, you piece of shit.
It is actually really difficult to get Sonic stuff to show up on that, I've found.
Yeah, because
that's a word, Sonic is a word. Or like Big the Cat, impossible.
Yeah, I tried to get like Garfield doing stuff.
And really?
Well, the other thing is like, so in the same vein, there's a whole copyright issue around AI generated art.
Interesting.
Because if an AI, like if so far as I understand it, and I'm not a copyright lawyer,
sure,
but so far as I understand it, like if AI generates art, right, and it's doing all that, you don't own the copyright to it because you didn't make it.
That makes sense.
In the same way that monkey who took a selfie of himself, even though that's your camera and your equipment and all that, the monkey can't own the copyright to that thing. The computer can't own the copyright to that thing. So
can a monkey hold copyright otherwise, however?
No.
Okay.
The courts have said only humans can have copyright.
That's a shame.
I know.
Yeah. I found my cause.
Let a monkey have a copyright. They're close. They're us with tails.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't need to think about it any deeper than that.
Yeah. But wait. So the monkey. Well, okay. So what if a person though took your phone and took a selfie with it? That is.
Yeah. Well, it's still a person doing the thing. Whereas, like, if a computer took your phone and took a photo with it, nobody owns the copyright.
Right.
So, which I think is how it works. I'm not might be. I am talking out of my ass.
Okay.
And so it's tricky because so then you could maybe be like, well, I wrote the code, so I'm going to own the copyright to every image that's produced.
Yeah.
But do you want to then bear copyright issues for like all of the weird stuff that people make, including it using copyrighted images as its source, right?
Yeah.
Like if you generate like Sonic and it looks like Sonic, that's cool. That's a copyrighted dude. That's a trademarked dude,
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of issues around that.
I've kind of thought about that. I guess I've sort of assumed that it's going to go the way that, like, I don't know, most of these burgeoning technological things go, which is to say that legislation is going to drag their asses about doing anything about it, you know? So it's like, whose is it? Whatever, I guess. Like, until some historic lawsuit happens or something like that about it, then I doubt we're going to see one way or the other,
Yeah, I think once you get something like, I don't know, like a big company involved, like Google or something, they'll probably write the legislation that'll say, like, actually, we own everything produced and can resell it, and we will license it to you.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. It's definitely tricky. And I mean, like, yeah, if you make a painting, right? Like you type in like, your favorite artist, and then you get something similar, and then you're like, oh yeah, I own the copyright to this. It's like, well, the other guy can be like, no, that looks exactly like one of my paintings.
Yeah.
It's like, eat shit. And then you're in a world of trouble there.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. It's interesting.
It's a very strange thing. I don't know where anything's going to land on that.
Yeah. But I'm having a good time with it.
Yeah. Honestly, it's very interesting. Aside from the ethical political debate surrounding it, it's super interesting what's going on.
It's like super fun to play with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe it. Yeah.
I sat there for I made these zines recently, and I was going to work on the zine, and instead I just played around with a new AI art generator that I found that's really neat.
Future's a strange place.
We're
living cyberpunk, dude.
What a weird thing to do now that I'm looking at it like that too, because it's like I could have played video games, I could have done anything, and instead I'm like, computer, make me a fucking messed up weird skull here. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's so exciting to see what it'll do next.
It's straight. Yeah, it's unpredictable. You tell it to show you something, and then it shows you that thing, and maybe it sucks, maybe it doesn't, but like, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah. It's the exciting part of, is it gonna suck?
Is it? Yeah. Yeah, kind of. What are computers gonna make? This is what we did all those captchas for. It tells you to point out just click on all the pictures of a bicycle, and then it's just one picture of a motorcycle. And I'm like, is a motorcycle a bicycle? I don't know. Is it gonna know the difference?
Dude. that's a pretty cyberpunk philosophical debate.
Pretty much. Yeah. It's kind of like his chip of Theseus if you think about it, but don't think about it too much.
Yeah. Philip K. Dick, I think, wrote about is a motorcycle, a bicycle.
Yeah, I think so. It's the follow-up to Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? I'm pretty sure. Exactly. Wait, was that him or was that Asimov? I don't fucking know.
I'm pretty sure it's Philip K. Dick.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Stu said it, not me.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And if you see anything that says otherwise, they're wrong.
Yeah, fuck them.
I'm right.
I don't know if I can name an Asimov book. I know I did The Three Laws of Robotics, which I learned from a Mega Man X game.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I've never read any piece of like classic, like smart literature. Everything that I know about that smart shit is from other things.
Yeah,
right?
It's from other things referencing it.
Like I've never read the story that involves the 3 laws of robotics.
Oh yeah.
Like not even close. But
you've watched the Animatrix.
I've watched the Animatrix, and so
pretty close, I would say. We played Detroit Become Human, so we pretty much know all there is to know about sci-fi. I think you get a philosophy master's like in the mail after completing that game. I got mine. Did you get yours?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Couple of MSs here
from the school of David Cage.
I'm sure we've talked about this before. I am like crackling with electricity. I am so excited for that fucking David Cage Star Wars game.
Yeah, is that like a thing officially?
They showed a trailer.
Okay, that's got to be interesting.
I'm fucking vibrating with excitement. That's gonna be such a fucking mess,
dude. Right?
I'm so ready.
I see people like come to the defense of Detroit Become Human every once in a while, and it's like I get where you're coming from, but like that was still like such a silly experience.
The thing about Quantic Dream games is like there is something interesting about them. You know what I mean? Like say what you will, but there is no other game quite like any of the Quantic Dream games.
Yeah.
And I think they suck on many levels. But like if what they are doing is appealing to you, just like conceptually, then like that's the best place you're gonna get it from. And I can see that reason for why people dig it.
Yeah.
But it's bad writing. I'm sorry. It's not good. Like it's very interesting on a video game level. It's bad writing. It just sucks.
Well, and there's a different studio. It's like I want to say it's Dark something or whatever. They did that.
Dark Souls.
Yeah. Have you played Dark Souls?
Yeah, actually.
Just like David Cage.
I think so. David Cage is the Dark Souls of game writers.
There's I can't remember what they did. And this is even worse that I'm spacing on it. But there's like it's like they made like a horror movie game that had like some actors in it and whatnot, and you had to like make decisions.
Did this come out like last year?
No, they have come out with a game more recently.
Okay.
But there was one, it was on like the PS3, PS4, and it was you're a bunch of teenagers and you go up to a cabin and you have to like make decisions along the way.
Is this like it's kind of a zoomed out art style? Is it Oxenfree?
No. Hey Bernadette.
We're phoning a friend here.
What was that horror game where it's like a movie and it's got the celebrities in it and you make decisions? Until Dawn.
Until Dawn.
It's called Until Dawn.
Until Dawn. I've heard that name. I know nothing about it.
So I've only played Until Dawn.
Okay.
But that's a game that I feel like is like David Cage if it was like slightly aware of what it was doing.
Okay.
It's all about decisions, and you got to press square at the right time so you dodge a fucking bookshelf or whatever. But it's like it's just a cheesy kind of horror movie sort of vibe, so it works really well.
Yeah.
Whereas like, man, so many head scratching dumb moments in fucking Detroit Beyond Human.
It's fantastic. Yeah. I think that there's this we're in this kind of interesting space where like we're all circling the drain on like, I think a lot of us want like just a narrative game with a lot of meaningful choices, and like a visual novel has a lot of like narrative depth to it that I think a lot of these games are missing, but a lot of the time doesn't have that sort of like choice to it. We got some stuff like AI, the Somnium Files and stuff like that. But I think like people who really love Quantic Dream type games want that, but like want something a little more video gamey, even if the video gamey elements are like Dora the Explorer level difficult. It's like, move the left stick to place the plate on the table. Good job.
Yeah, until it's like not. suddenly. Like you'll be doing these like fucking mundane things, and then all of a sudden you'll miss like like a half frame chance to hit square, and like
yeah,
the
and then
child
your character
dies.
Yeah,
like fuck, dude.
What? I got what's her ass killed, and I got the lady robot killed in our playthrough of because I fucked up one really fast quick time event.
Yeah, exactly. And it was like, well, that's fucking disappointing. And I remember playing the Heavy Rain, and that there were also a couple other moments like that where I was like, come on, really? But those are what's fun with those games is those are really fun to like play with people. You know, like just get a bunch of people. Okay, you're gonna be this guy. You're gonna be this guy.
Yeah,
and that's what's cool with whatever studio did Until Dawn. Now they actually have like a multiplayer mode where like you're supposed to sit around with friends.
Oh, sick!
And it tells you when to trade the controller off.
That sounds great.
Yeah,
yeah. I would be down
David
to play
Cage.
through one of those at some point. That sounds like a good time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Was it them who did? There's this game that I think it came out a year or two ago. It's called like some amount of time. It's called like 9 years or 15 days or 10 months or something like that. You know what I mean?
Of time.
So like number unit of time, like something like that. And I only remember like it was super star studded. It had a bunch of like celebrity face captures and voice actors and stuff like that. And apparently like the last hour of it is like deeply upsetting. Like people hated that ending. Ooh. I think it was like just something super like repugnant, like morally, you know what I mean? I don't know.
That's my jam.
I don't know what's in it. It was some sort of like a sexual violence or racism or what. I don't know. It's somebody.
Maybe both.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe.
Yeah.
But people hate it. Like, oh, so every single review of that I've ever heard or seen or anyone talking about it was like, yeah, it was fun up until that end. What the fuck was that? That was terrible. You know, like I can't recommend this game to anybody because of this ending, which has me deeply curious about it.
Yeah, honestly, that's almost like a selling point. Right?
Yeah, right.
Like when a horror movie's like, you're not going to believe the ending. I'm like, well, let's fucking go.
Try
okay,
me. Yeah. Speaking of, I saw Malignant. Have you seen Malignant?
Oh, dude.
Oh my God, that ending. That was, you kind of pushed through like a fairly mediocre horror movie for 2/3 of it, and then the fucking last third of it
my God.
goes fucking bananas. I love it.
It's like it was storing up its energy.
It's this fucking spirit bomb horror movie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, that movie, spoilers for Malignant, that movie, like, it's like, it's so like good leading up to that point in terms of just like being like competent enough to like hold your attention.
Yeah.
Right? Like not bad by any means, but like, okay, arguably could be better in certain places.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's just like, all right, time to crank it.
Yeah.
And just goes fucking ham, dude.
It's so nuts. Oh my God. That was such a good movie.
The entire sequence from jail cell to like leaving the cop house was like so good.
Yeah. So what, like you start thinking about it on like a I don't know, is that physically possible level? Oh, that falls apart real quick. But like, oh my God, just couldn't even care. It's just fantastic.
So good. Such an incredible action scene.
Oh, so good.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Malignant's really cool. I told myself I was gonna watch like a lot more horror movies. It's
October.
This horror, yeah, right. It's October now.
Yeah,
gotta watch some scary stuff. I don't think I've watched anything scary. Cyberpunk is probably the scariest game I've played.
I'm trying to think. Like, I feel like I've seen something horror, or at least thriller adjacent recently, but sure can't think of it.
I watched Predator 2.
That's kind of
people die in that one.
Yeah, people die.
Pretty scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit. I got nothing.
I'm playing Metal Hellsinger right now. Yeah, it's like Doom Eternal. If Doom Eternal was a rhythm game, actually delivers on that premise like flawlessly. It is so great.
I was honestly really surprised, like watching some gameplay of it. I was like, this seems like it works. My only reservation with it is I feel like I'm not going to be good enough at it to make it cool.
I don't know. I think like I kind of thought the same. Like when my friend described it to me, I was like, I remember another game did that. Like there's a couple other games that have tried that first person shooter rhythm game, and like it was pretty bad. So I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. Let's give this a try. And like it feels a little clunky at first, but like once you get that rhythm down of like, you know, shotgun on quarter notes, or you can like pistol on eighth notes and stuff like that, and like you got the feel like you kind of learn by the song when it's time to reload and stuff like that. Like once you get into like literally get into the rhythm of it, it's like it's amazing. It's fantastic.
Actually pretty cool.
Yeah. Strong recommend, like at least check out the demo because it's a free demo. You like once you play through like a couple levels and like you get a pretty good feel for it.
Okay, that actually might sell it for me.
Yeah.
Because like, man, I love the Doom Eternal soundtrack.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm fucking up so bad in that game that like the cool parts never kick in. Because it has like kind of a dynamic music system.
I didn't know they have the dynamic music with that too. In that.
It's nothing like too crazy, but it's basically like when things are going crazy and you're flying around and doing stuff, it kicks in harder. And when it, you're when things are more mellow, it calms down.
Yeah. This has the same thing. Like you get multipliers for like your score based on like how well you're keeping up with the rhythm of it. And once you hit like the top multiplier, that's only then do the vocals kick in. So like once that part hits, it's like it's very satisfying.
That seems really cool.
It's really, really cool.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah. You should check out the demo.
I should check out the demo. Yeah, because I wasn't prepared to like drop, I don't know, $20 on a game 30, that I probably suck at. Yeah, especially 30.
Yeah. It's like it's if I had not played the demo, I would be like, no way in hell. But like, having played it, it's pretty sick.
No way in hell, Singer.
No way in hell, Singer.
What?
That's right. Yeah. The main menu is you see the what's her name? The main character is like a demon lady. Her name's like the unknown or the stranger or something like that. And when you go to exit games, she like just throws up the horns at you and then like flies away. It's very cool. She's like, all right, catch you later. Just takes off.
I like it.
I feel a bond with her over that,
Yeah. It's like, it's nice that they're on your side because it's unlike other games like I want to say like Wolfenstein did it and like a few other games. It's like you go to quit the game and it's like you're really gonna like baby out on this.
Yeah,
like,
you're gonna let the Nazis win.
Like fuck. All right, I'll keep
back in there, soldier.
Yeah, it's like I thought I beat the game. Fuck. I just want to go home. I just remember I've been playing Resident Evil 1.
Ooh, remake or original?
Remake.
Okay,
but the remake is 20 years old.
Oh my god, it is.
It came out on fucking GameCube, like 2002.
The remake is 20 years old. Goddamn, you're totally right.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the real horror there is like that death is coming.
The inexorable march of time is the real horror.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been playing that one, and I don't know if I like Resident Evil 1.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Did you start playing it as a result of watching the Action Button Boku no Natsu Yasumi video? Because he talks about Resident Evil 1 like a lot.
Yes, but I'm only realizing it in this moment right now.
Perfect.
I picked it because I was like, oh, that seems kind of fun on Steam Deck and all that. And it's a game that I've been like meaning to beat for a while. And I'm playing through it with the intention of not like, oh, I'm going to like experience Resident Evil. Instead being like, I'm going to beat this game after fucking 30 years or whatever.
Yeah.
I know like, it's not scary for me. It's just kind of like I've played the beginning of that game so many times.
Yeah.
That I'm like, okay, go here, get this thing, grab this, and I'm like, I've never beaten it, so I'm like, am I just gonna not like Resident Evil 1? I feel like I can't have that.
I kind of came to like a similar realization because I always like the word fan has taken on such a new meaning in the last 10 years or so, but like, I've always considered myself a person who generally likes Resident Evil. But I've kind of like looked back at the various entries that I've like tried and failed to beat. Like I'm still working on the 2 remake, but I have kind of since it came out, never touched the 3 remake, never touched the original 2 or 3. I'm pretty much with you on the number 1 remake. Never played the original one. I think I just like Resident Evil 4. I think that's where I'm at. That one, there, all the other ones are not like Resident Evil 4, and thus I don't like them as much.
Yeah, I like 4 a lot, and I respect 7. It's too scary for me.
It is so fucking scary.
It's too scary for me. I think I've talked about it on the podcast before. So
I think we both have, but
it's too scary. But I do have a certain soft spot for Resident Evil 5 and 6.
Oh, sure.
Trash. Terrible games.
Yeah, awful.
But like 6 is so bad in such a special way. Because like it's not just like it's not just bad. You have like moves in that game, right?
Yeah.
Like you can like do like dodge rolls and side things. And there's like it brings me back to when I played Enter the Matrix as a kid. And there are like secret moves that you can do in that game.
Yeah.
That the game just never tells. Like I swear to God, one of them is like click down the right stick at the end of a combo and you do like a high kick and just launch a dude.
Dope.
Yeah. And I remember doing that a lot. And I remember me and my friend discovering that and being like, whoa.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is Resident Evil 6 reminds me a lot of Enter the Matrix.
I've watched like a video essay basically saying that like Resident Evil 6's main flaw is that it doesn't communicate to the player how it's supposed to be played. And so people come at it like a regular Resident Evil game, and it's not very good at that.
Yeah.
But like if you kind of approach it on its own terms and like use the mechanics to their fullest, it's a completely different experience. Almost more like a the word is highly politicized, but character action game, you know?
Yeah.
Which I don't ever want to revisit Resident Evil 6. I thoroughly disliked my time playing that game and I don't want to go back.
Yeah.
But like I believe it, sure. Like if someone can find a way to enjoy that game, like God, more power to you.
Yeah, because it's definitely like in terms of like playing the game, for the most part, it plays pretty well.
Yeah.
I think where it really, oh man, the part where you're playing as Chris and Pierce and you're fighting the weird like bug mutant guys, and there's like the ones with the legs and they just keep like bouncing around.
Yeah.
And you just can't fucking get a shot. Fuck that. Like absolutely fuck that. That's the scariest thing. If by scary I mean frustrating.
Oh, okay, sure, yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say like I feel like there's scarier things, but like yeah, in terms of frustration, yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I finally got to playing Ultra Kill Chapter 2. I've just finished that.
Is it good?
It's excellent.
Yeah.
The new levels and stuff like that, like they add new enemies, new mechanics. You get a grappling hook type thing that you can like pull yourself to enemies. You can pull enemies to you. You can like grapple to particular areas around the map and stuff like that.
Oh wow.
A lot of some different odds and ends.
That's like a pretty big change.
Yeah. They had a like a rocket launcher weapon, which is pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's like mechanically it's great. The I don't want to like spoil anything for people who haven't played Ultra Kill or the like if they've played the chapter 1 but haven't gone to chapter 2 yet. But like yeah, like there's a lot of moments that feel like they're just kind of like the same as the first one, but they're kind of like they've built on it a little bit.
More of a 1.5.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like the Snyder Cut version, you know? It's got a bit more going on, but it's like the same kind of thing. But like, yeah, I mean, they're still excellent. They were great the first time. It's great to play them again, and they've got like new stuff going on. But like, yeah, it kind of felt like I played chapter 1. This is just kind of that again. I'm wondering if this is going to be like the same for number 3, but like with some more stuff added.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, regardless, like if they do just keep giving me more or less like more of the same, then like it's still like excellent.
Yeah.
Also, the story blurb at the end of 2 is like phenomenal. Love it. So good.
Yeah, that's just a game that like completely like oozes cool.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, and it did such a different way from like Doom Eternal. You know, Doom Eternal has a lot of like you're awesome, and then Ultra Kill is like this is all fucking insane. Right?
Yeah,
like the slogan at the beginning and everything, and how violent it is and all that but like also being the opposite of Doom Eternal, where Doom Eternal has like a rip the spine out button, you know, the other thing is like, okay, I have to actually be good at the game.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing that's like really stopped me from like putting a lot of time into Ultra Kill is that it expects something from me.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I've put in like 60 hours into Ultra Kill at this point.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time on the I can never remember what it's called, but like the Bloody Palace type thing where it's just like waves of enemies keep coming in. Yeah, very good.
I when I got the Steam Deck, I was like, oh, Ultra Kill could be good on this. And then I remembered I can't fucking aim or do anything on a controller.
You know what? Yeah.
So it just that didn't quite work for me.
Those more like fast-paced shooters, I imagine, wouldn't be all that fun on.
Doom Eternal was really hard too.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I usually play that game on Ultra Kill, so I was like, oh, okay. Or not Ultra Kill. Ultra Violence.
Ultra Violence, yeah.
So I usually play that game on Ultra Violence, and I was playing it and I was like, I can't hit anything. I'm like fighting like the basic imps and they are kicking my ass.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I played the original Doom, like the first Doom 1
yeah.
on Switch. That's a great time.
Yeah, I have that on Switch too.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
Not having to aim vertically, like, kind of makes the whole, playing on a handheld system a lot easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game's newsflash, Doom, still very good. Still quite nice.
Yeah, I can't believe that game holds up.
Kind of, yeah.
Because like I can respect shit like Pac-Man or Mario Brothers or stuff like that, but like you send me back and make me play those games.
Video games have aged a lot since Pac-Man.
They have aged a lot,
or come a long way, I should say.
Yeah.
Aged a lot. LOL. Video games have come a long way since Pac-Man.
And video games have aged a lot.
They have aged a lot. Also, the time continues to march forward. None of us can stop it, and it comes for us all.
Yeah. Anyways, that's the real horror. But you know what's really cool about time going forward?
Eventually, it's the future.
And that means we can be a couple of cyberpunks.
Yeah.
Watching Cyberpunk Edgerunner.
Flawless transition.
Yeah. I feel really good about that.
That was very good.
I do not give a shit if you had anything more you wanted to say.
No, it's fine. I
cannot go back.
Nothing I had was more important than that.
So we just watched the first 6 episodes of Cyberpunk Edgerunner, Netflix exclusive Trigger Studios. Trigger did like Kill la Kill is probably their really big one. But they've done a bunch of other stuff.
Kisniver. Inferno Cop, was that them?
Inferno Cop. Yeah. One of my favorites. Yeah.
Space Patrol Luluco. Fucking what's that shit called? Little Witch Academia.
Yeah.
SSSS Gridman. SSSS Dynazenon, I think it's called.
Yeah, I didn't watch that one yet.
I started it. It's neat.
Yeah.
It's Gridman, but not. It's like, you know how like Final Fantasy happens and then Final Fantasy 2 happens and like it's still Final Fantasy, but everything's different. It's like that.
I can,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
But yeah, but they're like a pretty well-known
Supernatural Battles. That was also them.
Oh.
That one wasn't all that good. I don't think that was the main, like the Hiroyuki Imaishi and all them. That wasn't them. I don't think.
But they're pretty well regarded anime studio. Like I feel like most weebs know Studio Trigger.
They're well regarded to the point that like there's a lot of people who are like Studio Trigger is the best and any anime would be made better if it was given to them instead of your favorite studio. And then a lot of other people are like Studio Trigger is overrated because that guy is annoying. And they like the platinum games of
that's a classic classic guy there. Yeah, the thing too
classic
is,
guy.
I used to compare platinum games and Trigger a lot.
Yeah.
And then platinum games kind of dropped off for me a bit.
I think we compared platinum games on Trigger on this podcast before.
Well,
almost positive.
We're doing it again, but really short. Yeah, but I feel like Trigger has stayed pretty consistent. I have not stayed a consistent Trigger watcher.
Yeah.
Like I have not watched a lot of their more recent stuff. I didn't watch any of the one with the little raccoon girl.
Oh, I forgot. BNA.
I always want to say Beastars, but that's a completely different thing. Yeah.
I still need to watch Beastars because I really love Land of the Lustrous, which is animated by that same studio.
But not Trigger.
No, completely different. Yeah. They like, you know how people really hate CG animation? Like a lot of people who hate CG animation, like for anime, like say like accept that studio because they have a real way with like kineticism and stuff like that. That's really good. Yeah.
They figured it out. And it's not like any of that stuff is inherently evil.
No, none of it. I think when you use it as a cost cutting measure, then it's hard to make it like, it's easy to see that. And that often doesn't look good. Yeah. And like when you're spending time as if you were thinking about that, it's probably not a very good thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. If I'm sitting here thinking like, oh, they probably did that to cut costs instead of like, oh, wow, this story unfolding in front of me is really interesting. Then you got a problem,
Yeah. Well, and speaking of fucking the show that we just watched, the that I feel like Cyberpunk, their budget must have been like $1 billion, maybe $2 billion. Yeah. That I feel like no corners were cut.
Super gorgeous,
right?
Yeah.
Like I thinking back on Kill la Kill, there were a lot of moments where I was like, that's a really clever way to do this scene, and in a way that sells the characters and probably wasn't super super hard to animate.
Yeah.
Right. And that's something I've really appreciated about Kill la Kill is how it saves its resources for the big moments. It seems like this just seems like everything is at like fucking 10 the whole way.
Kind of, yeah. Like there's a few instances of like reused animation and stuff like that, which like I'm not trying to shit on anything reusing animations and stuff like that if it's going to accomplish your goal, like, and not get in the way. I think that's perfectly fine. Like you only have so many hours to do this thing, you know. But like, yeah, there's some stuff like that. Like it's still made by humans, you know. But like, that being said, like, it is a stunner. It is looks fantastic. The sound design's fantastic. The fucking voice acting's fantastic. Action's fantastic. Like, just the fluidity of the animation and stuff like that. Everything crazy.
The character designs are also like super, like, they seem really detailed for things that are going to be moving at like 30 frames per second.
Kind of, yeah.
Like there's a lot going on with a lot of those characters.
It's 24 frames per second, actually.
Oh, sorry. We were talking about video games. And I was talking about my preferred frame rate, which is 30. And I'm only going to say that so that I make sense that I said 30.
I don't have a reverse trap card for that. So
thank you. I
lose this one. Yeah.
So, yeah. No, it is 24. But yeah, either way, that's a lot of animating.
Yeah.
And yeah, and there's a lot of, like, I mean, they really lean into the cyberpunk side of this stuff.
Yeah. I don't know much about the game. Haven't played it. Watched the Tim Rogers video.
Yeah, because I was gonna say that's sort of our major difference here.
Yeah.
And I'm really curious about what you think about it, because I'm coming into this having beaten Cyberpunk.
Oh, you beat Cyberpunk?
Yeah.
Oh, you did. You did before you watched the Tim Rogers video.
I specifically beat it so I could watch the Tim Rogers video.
Very pro Tim Rogers podcast here.
Yeah, exactly. I've now watched like 90% of the Tim Rogers Cyberpunk thing. Even though he says to only watch 2 parts, I've watched pretty much them all.
Doing the extra credit, yeah.
So I've done that, and then I've also played a fair bit of the tabletop role playing game.
Oh, that's right.
Cyberpunk 2020.
That's right.
So I feel pretty well versed in the universe of Cyberpunk.
I would call you a bit of an authority at this point.
Yeah, please, thank you.
Mm-hmm. About damn time.
Yeah, I finally got something here. So I guess with that in mind, what did you think of the show?
I thought it was great. I thought the characters were all super fun and interesting. The world building was really great. Action was spectacular. Like, you know, even though it's like we're just kind of seeing it through the, you know, kind of narrow lens of a TV show, like you feel like there's so much that could be happening in this world at any given time. Like so many different stories, and you're just witnessing one of them.
Yeah, the world really feels alive.
Yeah,
they do a good job with that.
Totally. And it makes me really want to buy and play Cyberpunk 2077. I feel like I'd spend the whole time going like, well, this isn't like the anime. So, you know what I mean?
This is nothing like my
this
anime.
Isn't like my Japanese animes at all. Reverse Otakon there.
Yeah, it's such a like funny advertisement, because like I really want to go, like, after we're done recording, go play Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Now that we've watched it, but I know it's not as cool as this anime.
Yeah.
Like, and not that I think the game is like bad or anything.
Sure.
But fuck, this anime is really cool.
Cyberpunk seems to have kind of suffered from a No Man's Sky type of situation where like people built it up to be this like this big thing, you know, like it was going to be like that dream game that everybody like wants, but it's never going to happen. And then when it wasn't that, people got really mad at it. And also there's plenty of legitimate reasons to dislike Cyberpunk. Like there's a lot of like glitches and all sorts of problematic stuff with like, anyway. But what was it? While there were a lot of legitimate critiques, it maybe also didn't get quite a fair shake because of like how bad people dunked on it, like, or how down people were on it, even beyond like the technical stuff.
Yeah, well, and I think it sort of earned its like the ire that people got.
Yeah,
and I think like the other thing to remember too is that a lot of the issues with Cyberpunk sort of stem from like really shitty management.
Also true.
And whatnot, you know, like No Man's Sky was like overpromise and undersell, but that was like a smaller studio and all that. Like this was like a good sized studio being like, we're gonna make the next GTA at any cost. You know? And just fucking absolutely like running their programmers through the ground.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah.
And all to make a game that was super glitchy at launch and now is good but less glitchy, or still glitchy.
Yeah.
Like, I was playing it recently, and I got into the opening cutscene, which is like one of the opening cutscenes where it's like this montage of like you doing cool stuff with your friend, and we were T-posing for like the solid like first 20 seconds of it, where like we're just like kind of bumping into each other, and like I watched the cutscene later, I'm like, oh, we're supposed to be like, he's like shaking my hand or like patting me on the shoulder, and we're just like T-posing at each other. Like, I mean, I was cracking up, but like, I mean, like, there's still issues.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. And kind of this far out, like, from its release, that's kind of surprising to hear. Cause, like, I mean, God, so many like AAA games get shipped with like just so many bugs. And I think the understanding is like, yeah, they're gonna patch it over the first couple of weeks. I remember playing Assassin's Creed 3, the one where you play as Connor Kenway, who's like half British, half like Mohawk, Native American. And that was the single most like chaotic buggy mess I had ever seen. Like I went to the midnight release at GameStop and everything, came home, threw it in, started playing, and people were like swimming through the air, and like a bunch of kids were like beating up this old lady and stuff. They're like mosh pitting her in the middle, like just like you'd fucking just fall through the floor and die. Like like Sonic 06 levels of like these fucking collision boxes just aren't here.
Yeah,
you know. And then like a couple weeks later, it was fine, and well, it was the bugs were fixed. It wasn't a good game, but
that's when the real nightmare unfolded.
Yeah, just on a design level, it's like, oh, this is only fun when you're playing the naval like mini game. When you're actually on land, it's not fun at all. And the story kind of sucked. Black Flag was good though. Set up for Black Flag. That was the one where you play as a pirate. That's the only good Assassin's Creed game, I think.
Everybody talks a big game. No, I don't know. The Assassin's Creed 2 ends with you fist fighting the Pope.
Yeah, you know what? Two's fine. Yeah.
Honestly, like I played the entire game for that.
Two's good. Brotherhood's okay.
Brotherhood lost me, but
I got through the end of Brotherhood, but like when Revelations or whatever came out, I was like, no, you cannot get a third one out of me.
Yeah, exactly. I think I bought all three for that. But yeah, it's just like Brotherhood. I think it's because somebody told me, yeah, you fist fight the Pope at the end of the game, and that carried me through the game. I was like, I have to see this. Like, no fucking way.
You just have to believe. Yeah, you're just carrying through. That's what real faith is about, you know. Gonna go through all these trials and tribulations to one day fist fight the Pope.
Fist fight the Pope.
That's
yeah, it was really cool. Kind of, I guess. I don't know. The Pope wasn't a great fighter, if you could believe it.
I would. I actually expected the Pope to be very good at martial arts.
Honestly, like I was kind of expecting more of like but like. We don't need to talk about it.
No, hold on. I think if what's his name, Pope Francis something or whatever, the 13th or whatever, if he could throw like a decent punch, I'd be pretty impressed. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's kind of older.
He seems like a guy who's like opposed to even like practicing a punch.
Probably.
Yeah.
And like if he just threw a real nice clean right hook or like right cross at somebody, like, yeah, okay, hey, kudos to you, man. Yeah, I didn't expect that from you.
Like the priests that are pedophiles, you can punch them.
Yeah, I think so.
You get to make the rules. You have a like you're a sovereign state within Italy. Like you can punch a dude.
Exactly. He's allowed to throw punches only if it is a cross. However, cross like the cross punch, because like when you like cross. Yeah, that's called a cross.
No, that's good. That's good. That's solid.
Thank you. Yeah, worked really hard on that.
About to put you up on the cross.
Yeah.
More cool popes is all I'm getting at.
Exactly.
Anyways, more fighter popes.
They did play Undertale music at his thing.
That was pretty good.
That is the coolest pope. That's the coolest thing a pope's ever done by my understanding.
Yeah, unless you think like the Crusades were really cool. Do you think those?
Not particularly.
What if you ignore all like the bad like violence and stuff like that? Like it's just
I don't know what's left of the
dudes getting excited about a war. That's kind of fun.
Well, but if they're excited about is that not still part of the violence? I feel.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Like what you take away the violence, I don't know what's left of the Crusades really.
What about?
It's been a while since I played Age of Empires 2, and sure as shit don't know history outside of that.
Okay, I know all like the white supremacist guys kind of like took it over, but
we're up to a good start.
But you know those capes with the red cross. That's some good design right there.
Yeah,
you could see from a mile away. That dude probably will kill me over Jesus.
Probably, yeah.
You know, that's good design.
It's true. Very identifiable character design. That's good. Yeah.
Really glad I could justify the Crusades in this podcast.
Yeah. Glad you could make that happen. Yeah. Appreciate that.
That's what I bring to the podcast. Oh shit!
So this is our last episode.
Yeah, episode 30. We're done.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's kind of we can go through the episodes. I didn't take very good notes.
I didn't take any notes.
I was pretty fucking hooked on this show.
From
go.
Yeah, I was very engrossed the whole time for sure.
So the first episode is really like a lot of world building. We're set up with our main character David, and he's hanging out with his mom, and it's like tale as old as time, right? Mom's trying to provide for her son, and she's working really hard, and they get into an accident. Everything goes south.
Yeah, she's trying to get him through this like ritzy academy. The Arasaka. Fuck.
Which again, academy. I can only do because I'm the authority.
That's right. It's Cyberpunk authorities too, right here. Yeah. Cyber Stew, they call him for short.
Both with C's.
Yeah, exactly. C. Yeah.
Sure,
sure. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to think about it too much.
It's 2077.
I would say so. Yeah. The language has changed. She's trying to push him through this academy. The elites don't like him because he's like from a poor background and he doesn't know how to play by their rules and stuff. It's just like Johnny Tsunami. And then there's just a freak accident happens. These guys trying to do a hit on a completely like guy in a car next to them. They get caught in the crossfire. And she didn't have very good insurance, so she dies.
Yeah, and that's kind of a big thing with this whole first episode is dealing like with how broke they are and how much everything costs money at like every turn.
The Netflix like attract mode teaser type thing, like, you know, you go on Netflix and you hover over a title and it'll start playing a clip from it. This is just that. It'll show that like scene of him like kind of walking and like hearing all of his voicemails about like, you owe €500 plus all your late fees to this company, and like if you don't pay this much by this time then your power is going to be shut off and blah blah blah. And it's just like this like montage of him like just being completely fucked financially.
Yeah,
and that's the whole thing. Is like that's all you know about him from that teaser. This dude is hella broke.
Yeah, because so Arasaka in the lore is one of the big corporations in the thing. So
is a corporation not a corpo? A person from the corporation?
So if you work for a corporation, if you're loyal to a corporation, you're a corpo.
Okay,
that's what a cyberpunk would call a fucking sellout.
Okay, you know? I'm getting it.
Like if you knew somebody who worked for Google or Facebook. Absolute corpo.
That's a corpo. Okay.
Yeah. So Arasaka, so that school was probably like basically like a private school that he attended and got kicked out of eventually. Basically,
because he was snowboarding instead of surfing, or instead of skiing. He just misses surfing back home in Hawaii. It's Johnny Tsunami. Still on that. Still love Johnny Tsunami. It's a great movie.
What was Keanu Reeves' character in Point Break?
Oh, I thought we were
Johnny Utah.
Johnny Utah. You see, I've never seen Point Break. Like you said, Keanu Reeves, and I immediately went to Johnny Mnemonic. Like
Johnny. Yeah, there's Johnny Mnemonic, Johnny Utah, and then he plays. Is it really Johnny Silverhand in Cyberpunk? I think it might be Johnny.
I think it is.
It can't be Johnny Silverhand. That's so many Johnnies.
And there's John Wick. I mean, he's a bit more serious, but he's still a John. You know.
Yeah, if Keanu weren't such a cool name, I'd be like, you're John.
Keanu, John Constantine, right?
Oh shit, yeah. Holy shit.
Wow, he's always John.
He's John in everything.
Jesus. I bet Neo's just a fucking nickname. He's probably John Neo Anderson.
Call me John Neo Anderson.
So John Anderson, that's my dad's name. Call me Neo.
Call me Neo.
Call me the one.
Ooh, I like that. Referring to yourself as the chosen one. Yeah. Hi, what's up? I'm the chosen one.
Yeah. No elaboration over that.
No, I'm gonna save the world. That's pretty good. But yeah, so he's broke as hell, and then his mom dies in the most like unceremoniously like corporate kind of way. Like she's the trauma team, which is like hospital or like ambulance with guns, shows up. They're like, oh, they don't have insurance.
Yeah, skip them.
So they have to wait on the scene longer. They eventually go to a place, but they learn that they don't have the plan to like really get the surgery that she needs.
Yeah.
And so then she dies, and he's like presented with this little AI guy who's like, if you want to waive pesky delivery fees for the body to a location, why don't you go for cremation?
Yeah.
And then just vending machine spits out his mom in a can.
Yeah. It's dark stuff.
Oh, that fucking hit.
Yeah.
Dude. That was crazy.
It was interesting though that they like that whole scene, or like that whole build up and everything seems to kind of just more contribute to like this guy needs money and not so much like, I guess that's just like it'd be a silly thing for me to sit here and say like he should try and like shape society differently or something like that. But like those messages kind of go away the moment that he starts getting money. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, because he needs money to like live his life or whatever. But he starts getting it, and he runs with this crew that like becomes his new family.
Yeah.
That's in the next couple episodes and all that. But yeah, it is. It gives you a good reason. Yeah, it gives you a reason why somebody would want money, and why money is so important in this world, because it's not just for style.
Yeah.
But
and I think that does kind of like give him a bit more of like a down to earth sort of vibe because he's not there like, you know, like doing the whole anime protagonist shaking his fist like my mother would still be alive today if it weren't for the horrible corpos and their greed and the bad healthcare system and stuff. He's just like, yeah, I mean, I need money. I got a lot of bills to pay. Got rent. I want to buy more cool cyber arms and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that becomes a big part of the later episodes where he's like, I gotta get more chrome.
Yeah,
I gotta get
chrome the fuck up.
Chrome the fuck up,
yeah.
Dude. And yeah, you gotta get all your shit.
That's right.
Which is like, I guess kind of ties in with the video game and whatnot. But yeah, I really expected the whole thing to be on I gotta get revenge for my mom kind of trajectory.
Yeah. He's like, obviously she's still kind of like a he still kind of seems to carry that like a bit of the like, you know, softness and like the sort of caring nature that she had, but like for the most part she's just sort of a like, yeah, that was a shitty thing that happened and kind of put him on this path, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like it's not his like the character motivation he's constantly talking about, you know?
Yeah, because I think it comes up a little bit in like episode 6 when like that Arasaka Corpo's like, hey, you can go to school, like, you know, like there's a reason we want you to go there, and like he gets flashbacks of his mom.
He has
a hard time killing the first person he ever kills too, because he sees his mom. So
also true.
But yeah, speaking of killing, holy shit, is this anime violent?
It's gory. It's a lot gorier than, I mean, I guess I should have expected it, but like when that first slew of people get fucking evaporated by that guy in the first scene, like it was kind of shocking to see that happen in like the very vibrant and exciting and kinetic like Trigger style, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
because they're usually not that hardcore when it comes to their violence, you know?
Yeah, like Kill la Kill had like a couple moments where there was like
someone will get cut or die, sure,
yeah,
but not like that,
or like there might be like a fair amount of blood, you know, because like the clothes eat blood or whatever.
Yeah.
But you know, so there were a couple things, but I mean, this was like 80s OVA anime level of just people just getting ripped apart.
It was cool. I didn't realize
really
like how much I missed that until I saw it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely.
You see someone get fucking murked sometimes, you know?
And
no half-ass it.
Yeah, and like really well done. I mean, there's a lot of gore and violence in this.
Yeah.
Like when I think it's in episode 4 where the dude with the long arms kind of takes a shotgun like right under his chin.
Oh yeah, his head fucking detonates.
Yeah, and they show that like several times where he's basically like the highest his body goes is like the lower row of teeth.
Yeah,
you know, and man, they show that a few times. So they really don't shy away from it. They really lean into it.
Definitely.
Which I thought was really interesting. Going back to talking about video games again, the video game isn't that violent like at all,
really,
and it's now I'm like disappointed in a way that I can't like just evaporate it, dude.
That's a real surprise because I figured that had to be something that came from the game,
right? Because Trigger's not like that usually.
No,
this was the video game is like violent on the level of like Fallout 4 violent, where like limbs are like detachable and stuff like that, but I wouldn't be like, holy shit, Fallout, whoa.
I guess I wonder how much of that is like a stylistic difference and how much of that is like or I guess I should say how much of that is like a limitation of the medium or something like that. Because like, Fallout, I've never played Fallout 4, but I mean the same thing happens in Fallout 3 as I recall.
Exactly.
Like, when they kind of pop apart, it's like a man made of popsicle sticks, just kind of and there goes his arm. Okay, whatever, and like, yeah, there's some blood spray or whatever, but like, that's that. Like, I wonder if they had like, if the process of like coding all that stuff in wasn't an issue, and like they could just snap their fingers and do it. They could just type in an AI prompt and get their giant titty super mutant to explode exactly the way they wanted to. Like, would they do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, exactly. Well, and I think it's like the more bits somebody turns into, the slower your game's gonna run and all that. So you got to keep them low. But yeah, I thought that was really unexpected when dudes were just getting like blasted by like shotguns and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and just like losing
their head
whole
fucking disappears. They're just liquefied.
Oh
fucking...
yeah. And I mean, like, they got organs flying around and everything. It is buck wild.
There's a part where Lucy, main love interest, she has her like gold like razor wire like Hitman style type thing, and she fucking like she fucking gets a guy with it and fucking just shreds him with it. And like there's a part where his entrails are still stuck in her razor wire, and she has to kind of shake him out.
Yeah,
that was so gross. Like there's like this squishing sound and stuff that happens with it. It's so gross. I loved it.
No, that was a really good that scene. I think that was a third or fourth episode. Because right after that too, the really big guy Maine shows up and like grabs that guy's arm gets chopped off. He's about to kill David, and then Maine shows up, grabs that dude's head, and then just like has like a shotgun in his wrist or whatever that just like summons like just hella energy, and just the guy just turns to like paste, like bits fly against like these cans. So cool. And they show those like these barrels that he like splats against. They show it several times.
Yeah.
So it's brutal.
I will say though, it doesn't feel quite as like gleefully gratuitous as something like an Elfin Lied or a Riki O type of deal. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying there's a whole lot of restraint at play, but like it's just sort of a thing about it, and not like like, I don't know how to put this exactly. It's not a main selling point, I guess.
Yeah, I that's a good point.
It just sort of adds to the severity of what's going on, I suppose.
Yeah, the violence is there because it makes sense that a dude shot with a shotgun would be like that. The one instance that I can think where it was like a really like, oh, this would be sick, is there's a part where in the 6th episode, Maine swings around that hostage. And, like he slaps like 6 dudes in a row. They all lose their like upper half, and then like the spray comes out like it's like a fountain or something. Like one, then the next, and the next. That was
really sick.
That was cool.
I'm not saying the gore's not sick. It's really fucking cool.
But you're dead on. It's more incidental than like, a big choice.
Totally.
For the most part.
Because like there's some things that you just watch to see people get fucking jibbed, and this is probably not that. I don't think that's like very high on my like reasons you should watch Cyberpunk Edgerunner.
Yeah, I think it's nice if you're into that level of like hyper violence.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's definitely like you got to be into it for the other stuff to stick with it.
Yeah,
and I think the other stuff is good.
I agree.
The 2nd episode introduces Lucy, and we start dealing with David's got that like super spine, which says his superpower throughout the show is basically that he's really fast.
Yeah, he can go into the speed dimension.
Yeah,
and just move real fast while everybody's like standing still, essentially.
Yeah,
like Sonic or the Flash or something.
Yeah, he's basically Sonic, I would say.
He's basically Sonic.
Yeah,
that's why the show's so good. Makes perfect sense.
This show's so good.
Yeah,
and that's not really what I kind of expected him to be more like. Run of the mill, I guess. Like he was going to use a gun and like have some cyber powers. I don't know, or like basic cyber stuff. Like I can run for a really long time. Or whatever. And instead he's like just fucking. He's Sonic. It's cool.
Yeah,
and they use it really well because that's basically like what his thing is when he runs with the crew.
That's his specialty. He's the fast one.
I'm the guy who can move so fast people don't even see me.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a good niche to occupy, I suppose.
Yeah. And so Lucy shows up, and she's like kind of the second main character, really, that's going to stick with the show.
People were really thirsting of her, Lucy, online, and I get it now.
Yeah, she's like made for Twitter. Like she's like aggressive. She's a sexy anime girl.
Yeah.
Like just really made for like people to be like, I sure do hope she sells me to like a drug lord.
Yeah,
like,
her
those kind of weird tweets.
Her attire and her hairstyle are vaguely evocative of the major from Ghost in the Shell.
I was gonna say it's her like weird One Piece kind of outfit.
Yeah,
like she has like a like some attachments on it, but it is very Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, and she wears shorts under it, which is very strange. But yeah,
I guess.
Yeah,
it works.
So I mean, hey, you like it, I love it. But that's just it. I wouldn't have thought to wear a One Piece like that. That's not how I wear my One Piece leotards personally.
No, yeah, and when I read One Piece, that's not how I wear it either.
Not same.
And I was just thinking, like, man, that would be a real pain anytime you had to go to the bathroom. But maybe she doesn't, because in the cyberpunk future, you could.
She's got a techno bladder.
She's got a techno bladder, or like she's got a different robo hole for poop.
Maybe.
Who knows? Anyway, she was made for Twitter. I don't mean that in a bad way.
No, I mean, yeah, it's like I said, I get it. Like it's yeah. Great character.
Yeah.
Don't understand the Rebecca situation. I'm not going to touch that at all. Really, that's.
Yeah,
I don't get that.
That's like the little girl.
Yeah, that's the little one.
I like the trope of like spunky, like tiny person.
Me
or
too.
Whatever.
Especially because she's got kind of a psycho type of deal with her.
Yeah, exactly. And she's always like using a gun and stuff like that. Like I think her character's good, but yeah, let's just not touch that.
Yeah. I to now immediately touch it after I said I'm not going to. When I saw people talking about her on Twitter, I got the like what I saw people saying was, oh, they're talking about a petite woman as though she's a loli, but there is a difference. She is not a child. And yeah, looking at that, hard to agree with that. That sure does look like a little ass kid.
Yeah,
it's if at best it's like a Fire Emblem, she's actually 300 situation. But boy, that sure looks like a kid to me.
Yeah. I'm not gonna touch it.
Yeah,
I'm just
that's the end of that.
But the other characters I really like.
They're all. I like her as a character.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong. Yeah,
no issues with anybody else. Either.
Yeah.
Where were? Oh yeah. So episode 2 ends with him meeting the crew who are ready to like take his spine. Basically, everybody wants a spine.
Yeah, he's got a popular spine.
The spine's the thing that turns him into Sonic.
The $1 million spine man.
The $1 million. Hey, is that $1 million spine?
The man with the golden spine.
I've got a golden spine. And that's kind of how he meets up with them. He kind of gets semi-betrayed by Lucy.
Middle of their date.
So
she takes him to the moon in a brain dream. Brain dance.
Yeah, brain dance. Yeah. The
such a cool name.
Come on, brain. Where was I go? Come on, brain. Dance.
Dance, brain.
The whole sequence with them. There's a lot of shots throughout the show of Lucy and David who just seem like it was made for like weebs to like set their like banner on their website too.
Yeah, a whole lot of desktop wallpaper shots for sure.
Exactly. A lot of weebs just being able to be like, I wish a girl would try to sell my spine,
Yeah.
That kind of shit.
That part, like that part where she breaks him out of because there's a part where David uses his spine too much. His brain starts like rejecting it or whatever.
Yeah.
They end up in an ambulance. And then the guy in the ambulance with them who's like treating him or whatever is like, hey, that thing's really valuable. Sorry, I'm going to rob you of this guy's spine right now. And she goes like, well, all right, we're going to have to do some action stuff. You're going to owe me for this one. And then like ends up doing this crazy maneuver. And all of a sudden she's like sledding on his gurney, kind of like straddling him in the process as they're like getting away from this thing in this like high speed gurney chase sort of deal. That was really cool. That was like, I was like, I mean, look, I would never want to be in any of these situations, but like there's worse ways to die, you know?
Yeah. I do. Well, yeah. And it's a really good sequence too, like in terms of like how it's animated and everything too. Like that whole
the
all
action
of
of
the
it
action.
is phenomenal.
All the action.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. I really dug that. That's pretty good. But yeah, so episode 3 has them getting introduced to the crew.
Yeah.
You've got Big Guy, you've got Long Arms, you've got the other 2 people.
So Main's the big guy, Rebecca's the little kid, her brother is Long Arms, his name
Pillar.
is Pillar. Pilar. I read it as Pilar. I know someone with the last name Pilar. I don't know if that's
could be.
Maybe. Where's not her last name? Whatever. Kiwi the hacker,
and Doyce. There was the blue hair lady fights in the 6th episode.
The big was that her name? Doyce?
I don't know.
No, it's Dorio.
Dorio.
It's
Dorito.
It's Dorito without the T.
Yeah,
That's right.
okay.
That's right. That's how I remember
that. Yeah, and they're all like it's good old cyberpunk kind of stuff. Like they're all like very distinct type of characters.
Yeah, they all have like a shit ton of like body modifications and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they're all ready to crime.
Yep. Boy, do they.
I think I wrote down like meets the crew, starts criming, something like that.
He sure does.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like at this point, I'm like pretty well set. I like where this show is going in terms of like, oh, like he's got this crew. Now he's gonna go on. They're gonna do like heists every episode or something like that. That'll be cool.
Yeah.
And then exactly what happened. Shit starts to get really real really quickly.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Dude.
Yeah, we have like I think it's episode 3. Episode 3 is the like the montage, right? Like where he's learning to be one of the crew, and he's like, is it 4?
I think it's 4.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, 3 is his first job.
3 is his first job. 4 is his like time to learn to be a cool guy.
Okay. Yeah. 3 is the first job, which like, you know, it runs into some complications, but he gets the job done, shows his stuff.
And then 4, the whole purpose of 4 is to like not to show him getting better at things and running jobs with these people, but also to let you know more about the crew that he's running with.
Yeah, and kind of like what it takes to be an edge runner too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of it's like an extended Rocky training montage type deal. It's like
he's
going running with Lucy at night, and he's doing target practice with Rebecca, and he's like learning martial arts with what's her ass with fucking Dorito and all that, having father son conversations with Maine.
Yeah. And a lot of like also like being on jobs and people getting shot in the face and stuff like
that too. Yeah.
So that was pretty good.
Somebody gets in trouble and then he swoops in with a super speed and saves them. they just disappear, and he's like, yeah, I did the thing. And then everyone's like, good job, kid.
I did like the montage part where they're in like a standoff with like these like cyber guys. Maelstrom, for anybody who knows their Cyberpunk. And like Maelstrom like shows what they're like selling or whatever, and it's Rebecca just like in a little fridge. Like they've kidnapped her. I thought that was pretty funny.
That was pretty good.
But they're on like a rescue mission for her.
Yeah. A lot of cool shots of just them walking together like a gang, you know? The whole posse.
They seem really cool.
Yeah.
Before we get into the inevitable turn that we're setting up here,
mm-hmm.
I want to take a moment and go into this week's weird energy drink.
The energy drink of the week that we do on this monthly podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk Yellow. It's called C4 Energy Superhuman Performance.
Which is kind of like Cyberpunk if you think about it, because they also have superhuman performance things.
That's the Cyberpunk Yellow.
So that is the Cyberpunk Yellow. And C stands for Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk
C for Cyberpunk.
C4 Cyberpunk. Energy.
Skittles flavored.
Skittles flavored. With no sugar.
That's promising.
That seems odd. I wouldn't trust no sugar Skittles.
This sounds like it's going to taste just like Splenda, is what I'm guessing. Oh. We have a head jerk.
Oh, it's super tart.
Oh,
give it a swig.
Okay. I don't hate it.
I don't hate it.
Aftertaste is a little. I mean, it's very sugar free.
Yeah, that's I guess always the thing with these kind of fucking drinks.
Yeah,
very sugar free.
Yeah, like I typically drink diet soda and stuff like that. Like I'm no stranger to sugar free stuff. But something about like sugar-free energy drinks in particular, I find to be like it's very noticeable when they are.
Well, they're like too sweet.
Kind of, yeah.
But then
Overcompensate.
Not. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It makes me feel like I'm drinking. There's stuff that you can put in your car, like brake fluid or something.
Oh, like is it antifreeze?
Antifreeze. Yeah, that's the shit that like some people will like put in drinks or whatever.
Do they actually?
They can't. There was a big controversy back in like the 80s in Europe. People were putting, I think it was antifreeze into wine.
No way.
Because it was cheaper than wine and it tastes sweet.
I've heard of people like evil neighbors or something like that putting like antifreeze out in a bowl, and then like so like animals like your cat who's out and about would like drink it and then
super fucked up,
get sick. I don't know how much that's happened. That might be an outlier sort of situation, but like that's how I'm familiar with it.
Yeah, it definitely could be like people giving out fucking fentanyl candy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Children on
I'm sure someone has given out a drug on Halloween at some point in the history of mankind. I doubt it's happened that much.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, it was like a whole thing. I guess, and I've never intentionally drank antifreeze.
Me neither.
But apparently
surprisingly enough,
it's like sweet, especially, and you wouldn't really necessarily notice it in something like wine.
That's what I hear.
If it's like a sweeter wine or something, you'd be okay.
Sure.
So you're just jugging antifreeze.
Oh, so these people weren't doing it for fun. They were like poisoning people with it?
Poisoning people.
It was. I thought they were just doing this for a good time.
No, it was like wineries like making wine and being like, well, we could make 1,000 bottles of wine, or we could make 1,500 bottles of wine if we cut all of them with antifreeze.
I get it. I thought people were just struggling and looking to party.
Yeah, looking to party. No, I don't think there's any fun side effects to antifreeze.
Oh, fair, yeah.
Other than capitalist gain.
Yeah, I suppose. Like, I don't know how much antifreeze it takes for a human to like drop dead, but like I can't imagine it's like that much. Like you couldn't cut even like a quarter of your wine bottle with antifreeze without it, causing some serious problems.
I don't know how much they did cut it with, but I want to say you can drink more antifreeze than you think.
Thanks. I need to hear that sometimes.
Yeah, I believe in you.
I underestimate myself.
I trust you. You've got this, Bakri.
I need to hear you say that I can do this.
all that's to say, anytime I taste something sweet that doesn't taste right, I'm like, that's antifreeze.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that's how I feel about
that's antifreeze.
C4 energy. We're the antifreeze.
And that's your review of the energy drink of the week that we do on this monthly podcast.
Yep. All right, so we've been introduced to all of our characters. We love all of them. They're super fun. Pillar long arm guy just fucking eats it.
He gets his fucking head blown off by a cyber junkie.
Yeah, cyber psycho.
Cyber psycho, they call him. Yeah. So
in the lore, if you get too many cyber parts attached to you, you go cyber psycho, and you just start killing people.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's what I'd do if I was going crazy and I had a bunch of cyber parts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that guy does. And he fucking fucks shit up.
Yeah.
Cyber psycho. And
also, shout outs Only Dong in Cyberpunk 2077. Cyberpunk.
Did I miss it? Was there Dong?
You can kind of see it a little bit. And very shortly before he dies, Pilar, however his name is pronounced, he comments on the fact that it itself is a mechanical replacement. So it is not a real Dong, but it is the only even simulacrum of Dong that we see in this show, based on a game where you can customize your Dong.
Yeah, there's I
was showing all the female characters naked, but no Dong.
Yeah, no Dong, which is always disappointing.
Yeah,
especially given that
better.
Cyberpunk the game just fucking Dong out.
Yeah,
like you can customize your Dong.
That's right.
In that game, and that's a big selling point. But there is, what am I trying to say? What am I trying to get at here? There's not enough dongs. There's no bio dong. There are hardcore sex scenes.
Oh, there are.
There are a couple scenes where like a lady is on top of a guy and they're having sex, and it's like a brain dance thing.
Yeah. But you can almost see like the point of the point of entry where the action's going on.
You can almost see what a like diplomatic term for that, the point of entry.
Yeah, because like that's the difference between a movie sex scene and pornography, right? Like if you can show just about everything else, like you watch something like Midsummer or Into the Void or whatever, like they'll show all sorts of stuff, but like the Difference is you're never actually seeing the the point where the genitalia touches anything, because then we're watching like actual human fucking, and that's pornography. Right? And like this kind of like this toes that line real close, but I don't think it actually crosses it.
No, I don't think so either. But it was definitely like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that.
Because crossing that line would require showing some fucking dong, and Studio Trigger's a bunch of cowards.
Yeah. If there isn't a dong in episode 7, 8, 9, or 10, great show.
Goes back to total garbage. I'm gonna give it a keep watching. But if I keep watching and there's no dicks, not a single organic hog, total garbage.
Yeah, and we will say it's worse than X-Arm.
Yeah. Now that's a cyberpunk anime.
Now that's when you want to talk cyberpunk. I think about the classics like X-Arm.
Yeah, like X-Arm and Technolize. No, I'm not going to mention Ghost in the Shell in my classic cyberpunk animes.
No, I wouldn't, because it's kind of just an X-Arm ripoff.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Bakugan is probably somewhat cyberpunk, probably.
Cubics,
yeah.
is pretty cyberpunk.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Trying to think
Metabots, pretty cyberpunk.
100%. Yeah. Metabots is super cyberpunk. Mega Man Battle Network.
Oh, dude.
It's hella cyberpunk.
Mega Man.
Mega Man, yeah. The Mega Man Super Fighting Robot Mega Man.
Yeah,
absolutely. Both of them, yeah.
Was that show just called Mega Man?
It was just called, I think it was just called Mega Man.
Okay.
It wasn't like Adventures of Mega Man or anything. It was just Mega Man.
Like Mega Man's quest through space time?
No, nothing like that.
Shit.
Yeah, the one where he saves the Lincoln Memorial. You seen that part?
No.
There's a part where he's fighting Proto Man. And Proto Man, he's Mega Man's busting out the moves. Proto Man's usually better, but not this time. Mega Man's leveled up. And Proto Man, getting frustrated, realizes he's got another trick. Because they're fighting very close to the Lincoln Memorial. It's important to add. And Proto Man goes like, I got an idea. And he aims his arm cannon instead of at Mega Man, he aims it at the Lincoln Memorial. And Mega Man goes like, he's gonna shoot President Lincoln, and he dives and he takes the shot. That's why that show fucking rules.
I love the idea of like, Lincoln's about to get assassinated
again.
Save him, Mega Man.
This isn't like the super future too. Like, this is so far removed from the original assassination. At least, this time he would have gotten shot like head on, and it wasn't the back of the head or anything like that. Proto Man is no John Wilkes Booth coward. He was going to shoot him face to face like a real man.
He would have still gone to that theater, but he would have walked around in front.
Yeah, he would have called down from the general audience area, and he would have been like, "Hey, President Abra Dweeb," and then he shoot him. He calls Mega Man Mega Dweeb. That's his that's his main insult. My brother and I, we used to get up at 4 a.m. to watch that show.
Holy shit!
Yeah, it would show on ABC Family back to back with the Donkey Kong Country TV show. Didn't miss it.
I can't think of anything in my life at this point I would wake up for at 4 a.m.
Me neither.
Like,
because now I can watch all of the Donkey Kong Country TV show on YouTube, so I can do it whenever I want.
Exactly. Kind of like you have access to your own stuff, but like even like people being like, okay, we got to leave early. We got to leave at 4. I'm like, dude, we fucking got it.
Yeah, come on.
Like, we don't need to get there that early. It's just fucking camping. Like, nobody even likes that.
Yeah, I always wonder about that when people say like you go on a fishing trip, people have to leave super early. Like, do the fish go to work at a certain point? Like,
it seems like it, because I've always heard that. Like,
I've fished in the afternoon before. Their fish are still there.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fishing guy, but like I've done it before.
I don't know. My big fear when I go fishing is actually catching a fish.
Oh, really?
I don't know what to do with it at that point.
I've had that thought, like it would be nice to go fishing again, but then I've had that same thought. Like I used to be fine with it.
Yeah.
But then like now the idea of like handling a slippery floppy fish that's like fighting for its life and then having to like, I don't know, smack it on a rock or something like that. Like that doesn't sound like fun.
Yeah, or okay, you throw it back. I still gotta fucking pull the fucking hook out of it.
You do, yeah. Some of those fish have like sharp ass fins too. You can hurt yourself.
Yeah, dude. I'm not trying to mess with that.
Oh my god, I was just watching. Have you seen this thing about the competitive fishing cheating scam?
Dude.
Oh my god. I don't remember the last time I saw someone get that upset about anything, much less a fishing tournament. Those people, that crowd was ready to fucking lynch that guy.
Dude, I was like, wow, I did not know it got that hardcore.
Me neither.
And it's like, he can't be the first guy to do that.
No, of course not.
You know?
But like, the balls on this guy, quite literally, because he had lead balls that he was shoving in these fish.
Yeah.
But like, to think that like, oh yeah, I can just hand the judge this fish that I've shoved several lead balls into, and it's gonna weigh the most out of any of the other fish because I put lead in it.
Yeah.
Like, how do you like? I feel like if look, you hand me a fish, I don't know how much that fish is supposed to weigh because the closest frame of reference I have is picking up like a fillet of salmon at a grocery store and having fished in Boy Scouts a long time ago. But like, these people they fish. That's what the fuck they do.
Yeah.
They care about enough about it to go to a fucking tournament.
Yeah.
So like, you hand that guy a fish and he's going to be like, this weighs uncharacteristically heavy for this kind of fish.
Right. Yeah. Like
how do you get away with that?
Like, cause I think you could probably get away with like a ball or two and like a big enough fish.
And but the fish that he had was not big enough for that. I don't think. It's an ocean sunfish maybe, but like that shit, no. A tuna, yeah.
Here's a goldfish. It weighs 30 pounds. Can you figure out what I did?
Some of those goldfish get real fucking big.
They do.
Scary.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, catfish. Catfish also get huge. It's like monster catfish. Eat people catfish, like they're huge.
Okay, they don't eat people.
No, there are actual catfish that eat people.
There are not.
I'm dead serious.
There are not.
Yes, 100%. I watched the documentary on this.
They're like shark-sized catfish.
Yeah, and there are catfish. Some of those shark-sized catfish eat people. That's a real thing.
That is the most not true thing.
That is this. I'm looking this shit up.
That is 100%
fucking production
true.
On pause.
No,
fuck Cyberpunk. Fuck anime. I'm goddamn. I'm goddamn searching.
Looking up
fish that eat
like
people.
This is the most Cyberpunk thing. Looking up catfish on your phone. Am I about to get catfished?
The goonch catfish. A mutant fish has started killing people after being accustomed to feeding on human corpses. A goonch, a huge type of catfish, developed a taste for flesh in an Indian river where bodies are dumped after funerals.
That is so fucking fake.
Fucking look at this thing. It's huge.
Yeah, but like a person doesn't fit in that. Maybe he eats like bits of a person.
I mean, I think you could probably like fit like at least a limb.
Also, like eating like corpses and stuff too. Like that's
but no, it started killing people after getting a taste for people from the corpses.
That can't
because that's a thing in India. Like
you're reading that on fakenews.com.
That's not face. This is called knowledgenuts.com, which is hilarious. It's a great name.
That's
but also
pretty good.
But no, I watched
knowledge nut all over this guy.
I watched a fucking like Discovery Channel episode of something on this. I swear to God, this
fucking like ancient aliens on it, dude.
This is a long time. This is before the aliens, though. This is before the aliens ever showed up on Discovery Channel. This is back when I watched TV, so it'd probably be a contemporary of like me watching the Donkey Kong Country TV show on ABC Family at 4:30 a.m. before school every day.
Oh my God,
dead serious.
Oh my God, that's impossible. I can't.
It happens.
I'm gonna have to do some independent research. If you've ever been killed by a catfish and eaten, sound off in the comments.
Smash that like button, hit the bell as well. Subscribe, it's really going to help us out. I see that a lot of you guys who have been eaten by catfish only watch the videos and don't subscribe, and it just really help us out to grow the channel.
There's a really good tweet that somebody posted involving that like cheating fishing tournament thing. It's like when in Oblivion the NPCs all react to something and they all have the same voice actor.
That is exactly. You could think it was just one guy, but then the camera turns and there's like fucking 16 people or something.
How could you see them? They're all like they all have camouflage.
Yeah, that's true. Struggled. Yeah, make sure the fish don't see them. I guess I don't know how to blend in with all the fucking natural foliage on your boat. Yeah. I don't know how that works. Not to dump on anyone who's into fishing. Obviously, that's a cool hobby. I think.
Yeah, I guess I don't hate fishing.
There's a part of me that doesn't like killing animals, but also another part of me that's like, that's a very nuanced topic that I don't really like. Yeah. It's a little bigger than me, I think.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I did have a lot of fun the last time I went fishing. I was fishing with Tim and we were like fishing next to each other. And he was like, he had a fish. Like the water was clear enough that we could see the fish was like interested in his hook.
It's like Animal Crossing status. You're like watching the fish like kind of poke at it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So then I moved my hook over next to him and started like fucking around and scared off the fish.
You're an insurgent. You're an imposter.
Exactly. I'm on Team Fish.
Steve's playing Fishing Among Us.
Like, if a fishing tournament doesn't have some fisherman deaths in it, like, is it a fair fight?
I don't think so.
You know,
Yeah.
like, are we just watching fishermen, or is it man versus fish? Come on.
You're the Hisoka of the fishing tournaments. That sounds like fun, though. We should go fishing sometime. I don't have any fishing equipment or anything. Maybe Tim's got some we could borrow. I don't know.
I'm down to do like the glamping equivalent of fishing. Like,
yeah,
like get the poles out, get everything out there, and then just like hang out.
Well, the thing is,
I don't want to actually catch anything.
No, the thing is, because like the glamping, I've done the glamping equivalent of fishing, and it's where you go to like a pretty small body of water that has been artificially stocked with fish, and it's like impossible to fail. You cast your line in there, and within 10 minutes, you've got a bite. Like, and that feels like the most like patronizing shit ever. Yeah. And also it involves catching a shit ton of fish, which I don't think either of us want.
Right, so, exactly. That's
yeah. I think our best shot is to just take a swing at the old-fashioned way of fishing, because neither of us are any fucking good at it, and we'll fail miserably.
Yeah, exactly.
And so we'll just spend the day drinking beers by a body of water, mission accomplished.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we can't do it right.
Yeah, no, there's no way.
Yeah.
We could watch 1,000 YouTube guides. We're never going to do it right the first time.
Yeah, exactly.
The first several times.
Good. I like fishing now. I'm on Team Pro Fishing.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
right, so I'm Team Sega Bass Pro Fishing. Yeah. team Big the Cat, Sonic Adventure 1. There's a Big the Cat's going to be in Sonic Frontiers. It's fishing.
Is he going to fish?
It's a fishing mini game. You get to fish.
Better be.
Sonic's going to fish.
Oh, Sonic's
going to learn how to slow down and fish.
Is this the first time Sonic's got to learn to slow down, have a brew with his friends?
That's right.
And just catch some fish.
Just kick it with Big and Froggy. I hope Froggy's there anyway.
God, that'd be kind of disappointing if Froggy wasn't.
Oh, devastating.
What if he's inside one of the robots?
Oh shit!
You have to rescue him.
You have to rescue Froggy and
oh yeah,
Sonic Adventure.
That was like a whole thing, wasn't it?
He eats a Chaos Emerald. So.
God damn it, Froggy!
That little guy.
You really fucked this up for us.
A little scamp, a little trickster. What the fuck were we talking about with Cyberpunk? We got so lost.
Dude, you know, what's a funny sign there is I feel like, and most of the time when we go on these side tangents, it's because we don't want to talk about the show that we're talking about.
But this is really good. I really liked this show.
This is like the opposite. It's like the opposite of that situation where it's like, this show is so good. It's like, what are we going to add to this?
Yeah.
Like, it's super well animated. The story is like solid.
Yeah.
The colors.
Yeah.
The colors are so fucking good in this anime. I've never seen such a good color anime.
Yeah. And I think kind of lends to the, I think that I'm not a huge Cyberpunk as a genre type of guy. Like, I like it okay, but when you show me like a cyberpunk city, it's like, yeah, okay, you got flying cars and Japanese text in neon signs, whatever, I don't care. But there were some really gorgeous city shots in this, just fantastic. And the fucking colored, I don't know the right word, is it color grading, color design, whatever, some good colors. And good buildings and all sorts of great stuff. The environments are fantastic.
And the colors are really good too, because they're not like just sticking to like a single palette throughout it either. Like, everything could have just been cyberpunk yellow and purple.
Yeah.
And it would have probably been fine.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's like, you got reds, you got there's a lot of contrasting colors used really well throughout the show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
Everything fucking pops. It's
great.
So good.
Yeah, it really makes even though, and I feel like with a lot of cyberpunk productions, because part of the cyberpunk genre is by and large things are, your average kind of person is feeling kind of oppressed by this super capitalism that's going on, that's been aided by technology. And while that is very much the case in this, or I should say other ones kind of display that by a sort of dreary color palette and stuff like that.
Yeah.
This definitely manages to convey that while not through that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I wouldn't say this is like a grungy show.
Exactly.
All,
yeah.
It's very really gritty.
Very pretty. Yeah.
Yeah. Very pretty.
Yeah. It's pretty, not gritty. That's what I would say.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit. That should have been the tagline.
If we ever start giving our episodes titles, then we can do that.
Pretty, not gritty.
Yeah, because I've thought that's a couple of times to completely derail immediately after. But
well, we almost talked about the show again.
Almost. But yeah, it's we could put and maybe we just cut this part out. But we could put names to kind of get people's interest. If we say something funny, we could name the episode that, you know, episode 30, Cyberpunk Edgerunner, pretty not gritty. But that's like, so if like Battle School Dropouts, that's so much, so many letters. You know what I mean? So like, what part do we get rid of?
So like YouTube is already warning me like, hey, your titles are too long. So yeah, that's been the only reason I've never been trying to do the other thing with titles is if we ever do them, we have to figure them out like in advance, because nothing makes me panic harder than when I'm uploading the episode and it's like,
oh yeah,
it's like down to the wire, time to put it up, and I'm like, fuck, I have to think of a good name.
What if we put the name of the anime in the thumbnail? And then, well, no. We need people to be able to search it. I guess we put the name of the episode in the thumbnail.
I like the idea of putting pretty not gritty on the thumbnail.
Yeah,
that's kind of fun.
Yeah, that could be fun. And then like you throw the name in the description as well.
Okay,
we'll work on it. Maybe it's a season 4 thing. You know?
Maybe, yeah, I think
we're like halfway through season 3 or something. I don't fucking know.
I think we just got started on it, but whatever.
Did we?
Yeah, we've only done like 2 episodes.
No,
3 episodes prior to this one.
This is the 4th.
This is the 4th.
Okay, so we're a third of the way.
Yeah,
we're
making our way.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Half was a bit of an overshot. For some reason, I was thinking earlier. I was like, yeah, the anniversary special we did back in like May or March or something.
Yeah,
but that's totally not true. It's absolutely fucking false. We did it in like June,
something. I don't know. It was a little while back.
Summer.
I can't even. It feels like so long ago.
It was summer, and summer just ended. So
yeah. The summer of X-Arm has ended. It is Cyberpunk winter.
That's right. Now it's it's Cyberpunk fall, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. I skipped fall
season in between. Yeah. So does this freaking state we live in.
Oh,
am I right?
Can I tell
this freaking weather? I tell you.
Oh boy, let me tell you, it is certainly not fall like at all.
No, it rained a couple times like a week or 2 ago.
Oh yeah,
that was neat.
Fuck that noise.
I like that. Oh yeah, I guess you wouldn't be a huge fan of.
Not having a car really changes rain.
That's fair. Me having a car, like even irrespective of traveling places, I'm like, cool. I've been putting off washing my car for so long, you know.
I know rain is so great for you car havers.
Exactly. They change everything to you know, make things better for cars. Like, you know, that's why places aren't walkable, and that's why it rains, and that's why the highways are so wide and stuff. You know, all of those things for car people. It didn't rain before Ford invented the car. If someone else invented the car and not Ford, don't fucking tell me. But yeah, he invented the car and then he invented rain back to back.
Yeah, just to make it all work together. Really make those pedestrians suffer.
Exactly. Snow was actually just a glitch. He fucked that up.
Well, it's a bug, not a feature. Or a feature, not a bug.
Yeah, exactly.
Some people like snow.
Yeah. Well, because then he gets you to it starts snowing. Then he gets you to buy more shit for your car. You need chains. You need antifreeze. You need other things.
I gotta use antifreeze for something other than wine.
Exactly. You gotta pour your wine in the goddamn antifreeze tank because you need the fucking antifreeze that's in there, and you just been drinking it.
Different use. Fuck. That's ready. No. Well, I think going back to Cyberpunk.
Right.
I think the last little bit I want to say.
Okay.
We've talked the praises of this show.
Yes.
It's really great. How do you feel about the music in this show? That's the only part where I'm like a little iffy on it.
The theme song I find Franz Ferdinand to be pretty annoying.
The theme song is Franz Ferdinand.
It is.
For the record there, for anybody who doesn't know.
Yeah. Not a huge fan. Not a huge Franz of them. Ferda fan.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's a weird intro too, because I'm pretty sure I know that song.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty up tempo, exciting song like version. And they seem to have like cut it or edited it so that it's like not as exciting as the song actually gets.
Oh, so synthwave edit.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah.
It's a Cyberpunk edit. It's a little bit more subdued than the actual song is.
Okay.
Which usually I like my more crazy anime songs. So like I feel like at least from like an AMV perspective it works. But
yeah.
And it works with the intro, as beautiful as it is not as crazy as like some other shows.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like there aren't these like sweeping camera shots and everything. It's like probably the most like text forward theme song I think I've ever seen from an anime.
I would agree.
Or opening. Yeah.
Yeah, the rest of the music is unobtrusive, I would call it. I can't really remember a single moment where I like heard a song while watching it and going and went like, oh, this is really neat or something. Which sucks too, because apparently the composer, like the lead composer on this show, I think is Akira Yamaoka, who did the Silent Hill soundtracks, which I love. So yeah, it's kind of like, I guess he just did his job and like, you need some fucking background music, here's some background music. But yeah. Or maybe it's the kind of thing where it's like doing its job so well, but then when you go back and like notice it, you can notice all the little intricacies or something. I don't know. But as far as overall music, it's fine.
Yeah. Well, the only thing that throws me off is like, I think the music is like you're saying, fine. The thing that I could not stop thinking about though was that they played the songs with the lyrics.
Yeah.
Which is always like a tough thing to do, because like in early like editing, when I got into like, you know, editing movies and stuff like that, there's like, you couldn't use songs that had lyrics in them and have people talking, because now there's like two voices happening at the same time, and so that gets confusing. And there's exceptions, I'm sure, somebody, but like for the most part that's been what I've found. And so like when a character is talking and I'm hearing lyrics, it really kind of threw my brain for a loop, because then I'm also reading the subtitles. I'm like, every time that happened, it was like just like a little bit too much. And I could see myself, if I was watching the dub, be like,
I mean, like, but like movies do that a lot. You know what I mean? Like,
less than you'd think.
No, I guess not.
When like, there are definitely times where songs are playing with lyrics in them, but most of the time characters aren't talking and a song with lyrics isn't playing at the same time too.
Yeah, because I'm thinking of, there's like, I noticed that happened in Arcane, the League of Legends show, and I think that did happen in another like Netflix anime type. I think it might have happened in Tekken. Actually, I could be wrong on that.
Netflix, that's what they're there for.
Yeah, you say like maybe that's just a Netflix thing. I'll say it didn't super get in the way of like my understanding the dialogue or anything like that. I think there's probably some amount of like side chaining going on, where like if a person talks, it ducks the music volume a little bit and then like brings it back up when they're done talking. But I certainly have not verified that. So maybe I'm talking out of my ass. But yeah. That wasn't a huge object to me. But,
absolutely, yeah. It was just one of those things that like, I was like, this show's like flawless, but like the music is okay. I say flawless and then immediately point out a flaw.
He's a 10, but glad
that one's back.
We'll throw back to a month or two, a couple months ago.
Do you see the Will Smith slapped a man?
Boy, did I. Let's talk
about that. Since we're bringing things back here.
Back to Cyberpunk. Did you see that Will Smith slapped a guy on TV?
That was the most Cyberpunk thing I've ever seen.
That really was.
It's gonna go down in the Cyberpunk Will Smith lore. I've just uttered the worst sentence possible. So let's get to the ending here. We've got our rating system. It's keep watching and total garbage.
Oh right, wait. I don't think we fully covered episode 6. Everybody dies. Everybody dies. Everybody dies.
Yeah. It was,
Rebecca doesn't die. Does she?
Well,
no,
yeah, she wasn't there.
Rebecca doesn't die. Kiwi gets like beat up hella bad. I don't think she's dead though. Everyone else is dead besides David and Lucy. Yeah.
Episode 6 has some of my favorite imagery, so like the extreme violence, but like I feel like I don't know where the show's going to keep going.
Yeah, like, I'm inclined to agree.
I keep watching, but this is also kind of like in Kids on the Slope, where episode 7 ends and it's like, that's an ending.
That is an ending, yeah.
You know, like that's how I kind of feel with this. It's like, yeah, there's a place for it to go, but like there isn't necessarily just like a straight up villain. Like the crew falls apart not because somebody got one up on them necessarily, but because, you know,
they just fucked up at what they were doing.
Yeah, they just kind of got fucked up. And yeah, they kind of got betrayed a little bit, but
yeah, but like I mean the thing that caused him to fall apart was Maine not taking care of his like cyber psychosis and like getting too many augs, and like that's a different universe, I think, that uses the word augs.
I think that's it's Deus Ex.
It is Deus Ex. Okay. He gets too many chromes, and
he gets too chromed.
He gets chromed out a little too much, and then he starts getting all crazy. And then that guy's life alert goes off, and like all the cops, the SWAT team shows up. Yeah, so they all fuck up. But they had been saying in episode 6 that like, because David was like, hey, this is getting to be too much. Let's just pull out. We're not ready for this. Like, we can't do this mission anymore. Let's let the guy go. Just call it a day. And they were like, we absolutely cannot do that. Like, there are the people who have hired us to do this job will not take that for an answer. We will all go down if we do not like finish this job. So I'm imagining that's where it goes. They did not get the job done. They can't get the job done. And like, they've got to find some way to get out from under these people who want them dead or whatever. I imagine that's where the rest of the show is going to go. Who knows?
Yeah. I think it's a good spot. And I think it's like, I feel like it's a good sign that the show did a good job in like character building.
Yeah.
Because I care about all the characters that die. I'm like, that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know? Main was my main.
Exactly.
You know?
Main was like, he was a really cool mentor figure to David.
Yeah.
Sad to see him. I feel like he went a little like not like sudden, but also just like he goes from this like really stable, reliable character to like the second he has a problem with himself, he's like, no, fuck you. It's not a problem at all. It's fine. And then he like fucks everything up more and he's like, don't talk about it. And then he just dies.
Yeah. And I think part of it is you can kind of contribute it to like the cyber psychosis that they've kind of set up along the way. I think also, and somebody might be screaming at their computer right now, like, you guys didn't pay enough attention to episode 5.
I don't pay attention to shit.
Yeah, we were ordering McDonald's during episode 5, and they talked about cyber psychosis and stuff like that. And I what I kind of gathered was that I feel like we could learn, Main's cyber psychosis was like, yeah, he had a lot of chrome, but fucking Faraday was like, I'm gonna make you go crazy. Woo.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know, it felt like an element of his character that kind of came out of nowhere. And like, hey, you don't know everything about everyone. Sometimes you learn something new about someone like as that shit's happening. Well, that makes sense. But like, yeah, I think that would be like one of my critiques about the show's writing so far is that like there's like, for instance, David's whole like his limitations on how much he can use his super speed. Like they say he does it 8 times the first time he like starts using it, and then that ends up being too much for him. And the guy's like, okay, 2 times a day, 3 tops, and then he's like, well, fuck that. And there's so many other times where he'll like do it just sort of willy nilly and suffer no repercussions for it.
Well, and to be fair, he is like training his body, and he gets like synth lungs, and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So he can do it more.
It's just like we set up this like hard rule that we think he's going to be like fighting against and stuff like that.
That's
but
a good
like
point.
we never really like explore what like are his new cyber lungs the things that are like helping him do that? Because like it seemed to be a brain overload issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think too, we come from the Hunter x Hunter world of like powers, you know?
Yeah.
Like
it's like they set up this hard rule for his powers when if that was going to be the case, then they could have just been like, he needs to get stronger or whatever.
Yeah.
He needs to get used to it or something like that. Because he's already like, it's already established like, oh, David's able to use this thing a lot better than a lot of other characters can. Like other people with that same augmentation be able to use it.
And they do kind of say that a few times, like, hey, you're doing this thing. You don't have enough chrome to do what you're doing.
Yeah.
You don't have enough stamina. You're like a little fucking guy.
Yeah.
Like you can't push yourself like that. Implying that if you are a bigger guy.
Yeah. They just, I feel like.
I agree. They should have, in that scene where they're like, you can do it 2 or 3 times a day, said like, unless you know, like that was the time to explain it to the audience.
Like I'm not trying to get all CinemaSins about it. Like it's you know, if it works within the show's logic, that's fine. I think the thing that like bothers me about it is like, you know, we introduced this thing, but then we've played so fast and loose about it. It just feels like it's not going to matter until it has to matter for the story reasons.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Fair.
Like at some point, Lucy's going to be in trouble, and he's going to be like, I gotta go fast, and then he can't go fast.
I've got to go supersonic.
Yeah, then he can. He doesn't have the last Chaos Emerald. You know, like he's just stuck.
Isn't it embarrassing when you're trying to save your waifu and you don't have you forgot a Chaos Emerald?
It is embarrassing. It's happened many times to me,
dude. So embarrassing.
Yeah, it sucks.
So, anyways, total garbage.
Yeah, totally. That one plot point made this total garbage.
Yeah.
Fucking hate this show. Piece of shit. Let me down. No, it's quite good. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it quite a bit. That is my one gripe with the writing, I think.
No, I think this was like a hard keep watching.
Yeah.
This is really like for what could have absolutely just been like shovelware anime.
Yeah.
You know, like let's use cutscenes from Cyberpunk and like overlay them with like the cheapest animation possible. You know,
that's kind of the thing, is like this kind of should have been a shovelware anime. You know what I mean?
Should suck more.
Like if you told me just Netflix is putting out a Cyberpunk 2077 anime, I'd be like, okay, so we got like, you know, Studio A1 or whatever to do some mediocre trash like type of thing. You know, there's no big names on it. We're just going to put it out there, and people who like anime and Cyberpunk are going to watch it and have a good time. Fine. But like, this is probably one of the better animes that's come out this year.
Yeah.
And it's a fucking licensed spin-off of Cyberpunk. You know? Strange.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really fucking good.
Yeah.
This is a contender for anime of the year in our whole little podcast thing. I know we've only watched like 3 other things before this, but this is some fucking absolutely stellar stuff.
Beating fucking Sunny Boy so far.
He's beating the shit out of Sunny Boy.
I don't remember what we did before Sunny Boy, but it's beating Sunny Boy.
Odd Taxi. And I like Odd Taxi a lot.
I like Odd Taxi a lot. I know.
But I think this is pretty fucking good.
I might like this more than Odd Taxi.
Yeah. Shit.
Fuck. I like Odd Taxi quite a bit, but this might be better.
Yeah. It's up. We don't want to spoil anything, but I feel very strongly about this show at this moment.
Yeah.
It's no X-Arm, but it's pretty good.
It's about the best, closest we're gonna get, I think.
Yeah.
Closest to X-Armliness is close to godliness. This is about as close to that as you can get.
That's fucking good.
Yeah.
Well, let's wrap up unless you got anything else here.
No. I think I'm all set.
Perfect. Well, if you want to know more about, if you want to know when we're posting next time, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're on Podbean and Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
We got a Twitter account.
You can Pod. run on over on the net. You can be a net runner.
Oh shit!
To the Twitter.
Type in the command www.twitter.com/
Battle School Dropouts. Battle School Pod.
I'm pretty sure that's it.
I should know our fucking Twitter handle. I don't know, and I'm
gonna double check it real quick. How can people find you?
You can go ahead and hack the mainframes over to soundcloud.com/octomammoth. You can also surf you can edge run, you can cyber,
you can net run
on over to, I was trying to think of a new one, but I got nothing. You can head on over, you can open your Chrome and you can go to
Google Chromed up.
You can Google Chrome the fuck up and go to twitter.com/8mammoth, number 8, and the extinct megafauna mammoth. Those are all my links. How about you?
Well, so I double checked. We are Battle School Pod.
Battle School Pod.
I posted in a minute, but we're going. We got a lot of life changes happening right now.
Definitely.
But yeah, Battle School Pods for us. I'm at Hentai Pizza Lord on Twitter. Mm-hmm. You can find me there. And yeah, just tell a friend if you like this show. Tell a friend.
Yeah.
Well, I think that wraps it up, fellow cyberpunk.
That's right. We've hacked the mainframes.
What based on the show today, what kind of Chrome mod are you getting?
Oh man. At first I was with you on like the cyber legs. But I think thinking about it a little more, I think
it's got to be from the show.
Oh, from the show?
Yeah, that's my stipulation on it.
Oh, okay. Right, okay. We've seen a lot of like hand and eye, or like hand and mostly arm mods. I think that's like the most common one. And I don't really have any use for like, the guy's long arms or something like that. But like, I think as I recall, there were some people with some pretty cool like cyber eyes. Oh, everybody's got cyber eyes in the sense that they can like, I don't know, read their email from their brain or whatever. But like, I'm talking like, I want to be able to like zoom in super far away or like see heat waves or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's probably the way to go. But you got to get the update that makes you look like that the Ghost of the Shell guy, the eyes that are just like fucking, I don't know, like little cups.
Yeah, definitely. That's important.
You gotta have those kind of touch ups.
Yeah.
Nobody had just fucking eyes.
I mean,
lame.
there was a lot of people who didn't have just fucking eyes in Cyberpunk. What's her ass? Rebecca. I think it was meant to be implied that she had gotten her eyes modified to be like bigger, which kind of added to her childlike look. But
Yeah,
like, I'm sure they did something.
Her whole body is fucking child like modified, right? Her skin is like literally white.
Yeah,
not like white people's skin. Like the color of white,
like actual like eggshell white type thing. Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna not be surprised if we learn that Rebecca is was born like a dude like Pillar or whatever, and just biomodded his way into like small girl.
There were a couple of situations in the show I can think of where like someone obviously looked like one gender, but then their voice like sounded like their voice actor was a different gender. The guy in the ambulance like spoke with just like it was just a woman's voice, but like looked like a like I don't know, mid-30s facial hair and everything, like just dude.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it's speculated that the Major from, I'm not a Ghost in the Shell expert by any means, but I think it was speculated that the Major was originally like was AMAB, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's the thing with it. I don't know my Ghost in the Shell terribly well, but like that the body that the Major currently has is the way it is because it's like efficient for like combat.
Yeah.
And is not necessarily the way that they looked when they were born.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the big thing with it. Like who am I? What am I? What's going on?
And that's kind of like a big thing of, the this concept of the future where people are able to change their bodies all willy-nilly is that like, it's much more than now you're able to like look exactly the way that you want to, like regardless of how you used to look, right?
Yeah. And I think all that's really cool. I just don't know why they cast Black Ariel though.
I was
can't have that.
Where did they put Black Ariel in Cyberpunk? Where's Halle Berry?
That just can't make any sense.
I keep every single time I try to say her fucking name, I say Halle Berry. Halle Bailey. Yeah.
That's tough.
Right?
That's tough.
Yeah. It would be said the same in Japanese, I'll tell you what. But I guess actually no, it wouldn't be like anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that trailer looks okay. I don't know.
I'm excited for the Little Mermaid to do whatever it's gonna do and have all these like adults be like, that's why I didn't see it.
Yeah,
I know that movie wasn't made for me, but
that's kind of the thing is like I am having a strong time or a hard time having any sort of strong reaction to a Little Mermaid live action reboot because I'm 31 years old. But like. Yeah, I don't know. And did not grow up with The Little Mermaid. It wasn't like a big thing.
What a dark time though that you have to have opinions on The Little Mermaid.
Yeah, I haven't had an opinion on a Disney movie in a while.
And now it's like, well, I'm either like I can't ignore it, so I have to either be racist or not be racist.
Exactly. Yeah. I like Halle Bailey. I think that Chloe and Halle has some really good songs. So I'm sure she'll do a great job singing. I've never seen her in a movie before, so I hope she does well in that too.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, good on ya.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about Disney live action movies. I hate that I have to think about them. Thanks, Twitter.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's just what it is. Living the life on the net.
That's on the running on the edge.
We're just a couple of cyberpunks, and I hope you can download this blog to your Chrome dome.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, that's the outro. That's the outro right there.